Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Studio Maker Present Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader. This is your Lord Captain, Lucky speaking, and with me by my side, as always, my Indomitable Seneschal, Omega.
Howdy.
My Seneschal is quite brusque with their words. But yes, we're back to another episode of Rogue Trader. We had taken a break for a couple weeks from it with Vintage Story 1 week, and Lucky had real-life obligations that did not conduce well to the powers of streaming that day. But we're back. We're already in the month of October, though, which is wild, a little personally. We were talking about perhaps doing maybe some Resident Evil, but I figured we'd give Rogue Trader at least maybe 1 or 2 more streams just to gauge public interest in it. And if not many people seem have enthused on it, we'll do something that will maybe switch to get something more spooky. So
yeah, obviously we had a decent amount of interest in the first stream, but then we scrungled it all up. We got all scoobly woobly.
We got scoobly woobly. The dungle got scrungled. But when we last left our good little Captain Seth, we had just become the Rogue Trader, the Lord Captain. Shit's a little fucked, so we need to go take care of some things here.
Yeah, so we managed to complete the prologue, the intro in like almost 3 hours exactly.
Yeah.
And then, we ended it by them laying on us a heap of well, Captain, shit's fucked.
Shit's fucked. Yep.
So we have a lot of things to unfuckle it.
Connect me to my vessel's main channel. I wish to boost the morale of my crew. Cool. That's right, I'm the coolest. Alright.
It'll be me whenever we start Rogue Trader. Hey, spoilers, guess what? We haven't actually started APing Rogue Trader either.
No! Honestly, we might have been starting next week, but guess what? Life continues to happen. Loth had a...
Yes, we did not record a new reign this week, yeah.
No, Loth had a sudden plan change sprung on him at the last minute. So he had to...
Basically, like a day before, he was like, hey, guys. We're like, okay, all right. Mm-hmm, yes, mm-hmm, I see. Well, nothing to be done.
Yeah. Let's see here. Let's talk about things that may be useful to me as Rogue Trader.
A noble aspiration, Lord Captain. I am ready to acquaint you with all the particulars that interest you. This is a topic for an official briefing, not a casual conversation. But I will try to answer succinctly. And if you permit, in my own words, the Coronis Expanse is considerably removed from the heart of the Imperium. This means that local warp routes become useless within months. Established pathways are
Amalard, did you have to take a breath to switch to exposition voice?
He did! I love it!
The Imperium's frigates find
It's really
themselves
good.
moored alongside pirate vessels.
I low-key love Abelard.
Until recently,
I believe a lot of people are very popular with
Abelard.
Abelard.
Called a region of the Imperium. The situation has changed with the arrival of the Lord Inquisitor, but not by much. This place operates under its own rules, you see. More radical, so to speak. But ones that allow for a non-standard approach where there is a promise of victory. The Coronis Expanse is considered Rogue Trader territory for a reason. Only Rogue Traders have sufficient military might, audacity, and the rights granted them by the warrant to survive the leap into the unexplored part of the Expanse. And in the event of a successful outcome, to hold on to whatever they manage to capture on the frontier.
Who are the main players I need to be aware of in the Cronus Expanse?
In the first instance, you should treat official representatives of the Imperium with respect. The Expanse may be on the fringes, but it still numbers among the territories of the Golden Throne. The arrival of the Lord Inquisitor has turned the Coronis Expanse into a less wild and uncontrolled region, to the regret of some individuals who had grown inured to the local lawlessness. Rogue traders such as yourself are also servants of the Imperium. They have been accorded special rights and powers. They wield immense authority within their territory, and they enjoy absolute respect in other parts of the Expanse. The most powerful of them are Caligos Winterscale and Incendia Bastal Chorda. Tread carefully when dealing with either of them. If we are to speak of unclaimed
Winterscale's
territory,
from the
which is what
RPG.
Footfall is, among the scum
And
that
Incendia
dwells
probably
on
is
that
too, but I
handful
don't
of asteroids, there
recognize
are
that name.
three factions
However,
that wield considerable influence in the sector.
that is a lady with a name that
is the
says
Kazbala
"Set things
Commission.
on fire."
Organized crime in its most primitive form. It holds sway over the Liege of Footfall and has links to rogue trader Winterscale. The second faction is an offshoot of our shining ecclesiarchy, followers of St. Drusus. They are actively building their forces and hold influence over rogue trader Chorda. And finally, the third faction, the Explorators, a wing of the Adeptus Mechanicus. They are willing to die and kill for the secrets of the ancient technological heresies that are hidden among the stars of the Coronis Expanse.
Conrad, our Pervious Master, whispers, what can you tell me about his betrayal? What do you think he'll do next?
You know, Lord Captain, I am no admirer of fine art. But when we next find ourselves in a civilized port, with time to spare, I will promptly find an artist and commission a portrait of the individual to whom you refer, with a hole between the eyes. Conrad Voigtveer. That he committed his treachery and escaped with his life was an unforgivable oversight. We both served Lord Captain Theodora for many years, and we never saw eye to eye. He was brash. He was never afraid of assuming responsibility, and he willingly took on difficult tasks. I am loath to admit it, but the Von Velatius Protectorate continues to reap the fruits of his labors to this day. His service always garnered my respect. But everything else about him made me want to wring the neck of that two-faced snake.
Hello, Ark.
If you are taking comfort in the thought that we will hear no more of Conrad, prepare to be disappointed. You thwarted his plans, his meticulously plotted and nurtured treachery. He is sure to attempt to strike at you, and he will use his contacts and knowledge of the Protectorate to do so. The only question, Lord Captain, is whether you will be able to anticipate his next steps.
That's all for now.
As you wish, Lord Captain.
I must take my leave. Until next time, Seneschal.
Lord Captain.
Lord Captain. Alright. Oh wait, yes, I do believe that our sister Labattle wants the word. There she is, Argenta.
I believe that was mentioned last time, yeah.
What's up, girl?
Rogue trader. I indeed have a request, Rogue trader. The accursed servants of chaos who assaulted this ship took the lives of your loyal crew members, and they orphaned many children, including the progeny of the brave officers who defended their posts until the bitter end. I don't know what customary practices there are for cases like this in Von Valancius territory, but in the world I'm familiar with, the children of such brave souls could expect to receive some special consideration. Perhaps the rogue trader could meet with the orphans?
Ask if you want to meet with orphans.
Yeah.
By the way, the special consideration she's talking about is the Scholastic Progenium, which is the school that makes stormtroopers, sisters of battle, and commissars.
Alright. Well, first off, what good will meeting them do?
These children are the future of your crew, and one day, they too will have to stand against evil and heresy as their parents did. By meeting them, by speaking the right words to them, You will honor the memory of the fallen heroes and light the way to heroes in the making. They will always remember the day they met the rogue trader. Besides, it will bolster the orphans' spirits, help them recover from their loss, which can be hard for someone so young.
Well, let's meet with the children, but should we make it fancy or should we keep it low-key? What do you think, Omega?
So, Omega's instinct would obviously be low-key, but you are the Lord Captain of a Rogue Trader dynasty, so it should probably be really fancy. Like, those kids are the orphans of martyrs. This is gonna be their like one time to see you, ever.
Right on. All right, let's make this shit fucking fancy. Make arrangements for a meeting worthy of a rogue trader. I'll address the orphans with a speech.
As you wish, Rogue Trader. Thank you for granting my request.
Woo!
Loading screen.
Loading screen. Loading screen. Where's the any key?
Classic.
It me! Ya boy! Lord Trade. A group of adolescents, clearly dressed in their finest, freshly pressed clothes, forms a straight line before you. Some stare with you with wide eyes like you're some sort of mythical creature, while others huddle in fear and look away. Our indefatigable sitter has been keeping an eye on these pups. Albert glances at the gathered children. It is hardly the Scala progenum, as Omega mentioned earlier, in here, but we provided the orphans on our ship with adequate care and instruction. Argenta is standing to the side of this group. At your approach, she perks up and announces, her voice ringing, "Brave ones, the master of this ship has appeared before you, the one who guides you through the darkness of the universe by the Emperor's will. Greet your Lord Captain, the rogue trader of House Von Valencius." You notice Infernus Master Einreg Montag standing a few paces away from the orphans. He watches you approve and bows respectfully when you meet his gaze. Now, let's be super fancy with this. I, the rogue trader and lord captain of the ship, speak to you now. Your parents gave your lives for a just cause and brought honor to the Von Valencia's banners and those of the Imperium. I am proud of them and believe that you will become their worthy heirs. The teenagers hang on your word with a bated breath. Only a few at the far end of the row seem sullen and not particularly impressed by your speech. One of the...
Oh, we've got some edgy ones, huh?
I mean, they're
teenagers.
Yeah.
They're space teenagers.
Space teenagers. Which is worse than regular teenagers. They're 40K space teenagers. Ugh!
If my... Sorry, I was gonna make up a 40K word for a TV show, but I don't even fucking know if they have cable in the 41st millennium. Shit sucks, man. Grim darkness of the dark future. But yeah, if my Lighticus novelists have taught me anything, space children are the worst.
Oh. It'd probably be novella, but it'd probably be like, I don't know. Anyway, one of the scowling visitors with a thin scar across his face tosses his head back and says bitterly, "So what? Why should we care? Our friends and parents died in dozens for you, noble lord, and you just give us speeches."
Yes.
Yeah. Argenta quickly turns to the boy. A flurry of emotion flashes in her dark eyes, like she wants to both calm him and scald him for his impudence. I will address the group. If you have things to say them off here. I will listen. Sorry, I'm fighting a steez now.
Well, no, he's fighting the steez. The steez sneeze.
The
sneasel.
I lost!
As you usually do.
Mm-hmm.
It is an involuntary reaction for a raisin.
Raisin. The boy smiles grimly. It doesn't matter what we say. It won't bring our parents back. And it won't change our fates either. We'll keep slaving away on the sheep until we drop and die like our folks. Our worse. let's
He's
see.
a real barrel of laughs.
Let's see. Let's not punish the boy. He's grieving, man. I'll not run my ship on, you know, fear and intolerance. Yes, I know. How fucking gauche.
Is that not that kind of fear and intolerance?
Yeah. Let's see here. No, I will not crow of my own achievements. And I will not talk about that either. I don't disagree with 3 necessarily, but it's a slightly different. I have a slightly different take on it. You know, all that noblesse oblige stuff. I have responsibilities as the strong to take care of the weak, but the weak has a responsibility to support the strong. And in such things, we take care of each other. But we'll go with number 1. I understand your grief and dismay. Your parents died. It is not an easy to go through, but they gave their lives for the truth, for the good of the whole ship, for the Imperium. Do not speak of their honorable fate with anger and disdain. You heard the rogue trader? His words carry the wisdom of the Imperium. It's hard to say whether or not your words left an impression on the boy, but he nods slowly, then catches himself and gives you an awkward bow. Abelard gives a sign, and servants immediately emerge carrying packaged treats with Von Valencius emblazoned on the wrappers. It appears that the Seneschal came prepared for any contingency. Here, have a cookie.
Oh, you're a good man, Abelard. Have a branded shortbread.
Argenta rubs her temples pensively. She smiles and offers a few more words of encouragement, then leaves the bay. Woo! God, this chair is so big.
It's a big ass chair. It's important. There's lots of secret buttons that do things on your ship built into it.
I like the fact that it just rotates. Alright. So we talked to Abelard, we could talk to Argenta more, but I don't necessarily want to fill all the stream with just, you know, exposition. We'll space out the exposition from characters.
It's true.
So, we'll interact with this map.
Schmap.
Star systems! Yeah, we get to fly around and do stuff. Like, we can go here. We can go give it a scan. It's like, what's this? Begin scan. Tell me your secrets. You have no secrets. Well, fuck you. Give me that 50 experience. Hello, Captain. Astropathic Choir Master Zachary Weiss is asking to speak to you via private channel. Greeting your lordships. I can report that the choir is listening tirelessly to the Immaterium in hopes of picking up voices from the dynasty ships or words. However, we have heard something horrifying instead. Amid the Immaterium's tumult, something is screaming. The scream is driving your choir mad. Until it's stopped, we have no hope of contacting any of your dynasty words. It is coming from the Rykard Systems Anthropastic Station. What is the nature of this scream? We do not know, your lordship, but it has been brought the Imperium to a boil. It has always been a violent roaring ocean that can spell doom to any who consider stepping into its water. Now, however, it has become a cradle of madness where expelled images fuse together, twisting and cackling before crashing into the minds of all who perceive it. A mighty warp storm, the likes I cannot recall, rages in the Imperium, and it fills me with terror.
Cool.
Great.
You'll love to hear it.
Well, if the scream stops, we'll be able to contact someone. I humbly hope so, your lordship. Perhaps we'll be managed to send a call for aid to the Von Valencia's world to one of the dynasty allies. We're gonna pay a visit to that station. Thank you, your lordship. Cool. Alright. Okay, first thing first. We're gonna stop here at Uric 5. Lord Captain, reporting. The heralds of the Novelist Nobilet continues to maintain Vox silence, perhaps due to Uric 5 being off limits to visitors. We've intercepted signals from the beacons drifting in the station's orbit. Demands are clear. We are told to turn the ship around immediately. We have also detected an accumulation of space debris near the station's dock. Presumably, it is the remains of interplanetary shuttles. Perhaps the esteemed Novice Nobilite houses require aid, and therefore cannot respond to our Vox transmission. Contact the station again. I will negotiate personally. I am sorry, Lord Captain. The station does not even reply, even after official greeting by a rogue trader and the declaration of your intent to negotiate in person. Order the Augur crew to scan the station. Yes, Lord Captain. The Vox remained silent for a while, but then you hear static and Victus's measured voice. The officers from the Augur crew performed a full scan of the station, but the information is imprecise. They note wave distortions of unclear genesis that are throwing off most of the readings. We were able to ascertain that the reactor core of the station is still active, but many compartments are unpowered and some really depressurized. There are signs of biological activity largely present in the central module, which means the station has not been abandoned. So the question remains, why are the esteemed navigator's heralds ignoring us? Order the crew to commence docking with the station. This is great. I love this. Affirmative, Lord Captain. We do not know... We do not know what is happening at the station, so you have to look for the esteemed navigator's blind. Dock safely, and may the God Emperor light your path. Take me, group. Shit's fucked.
Oh, barricading things.
Pathetic worm. You dare to argue with your master?
It was not you whom I swore to serve within these walls. My lips are sealed.
Confess. What was the old man's last command? What are you planning?
Give up, Keeper. You have lost this battle. Again.
You're
getting nowhere with these ones, sir. Permission to execute them.
So quick to violence people. Oh, we're throwing around the word infidels now.
It's a very piss poor firing line.
Yeah. A tall man stops you with a gesture when you approach. Blood is trickling down the pearly scales of his wary face, and not just his own blood. Two jet black unblinking eyes are watching your every mood, and the third one, the mark of a navigator's fate, is menacing, pulsing behind the lower lid in the middle of his forehead. Step back, or I will unleash all the horrors of the Sea of Souls upon you. Emperor, be my witness. I'm gonna use this every single time. Evelyn, if you be so kind. The Seneschal takes a deep breath. Before you stands his lordship, the rogue trader Seth von Valancius, heir to the greatest protectorate in the Coronus Expanse and bearer of the sacred word of trade. Allow me to point out that noble-like custom requires the Lord Navigator to introduce himself first, but given the unusual circumstances on the station, his lordship, the rogue trader, is willing to turn a blind eye to your hostility. But just this once. In this case, I shall turn a blind eye to your unceremonious invasion, but thus just once. There is a dangerous glint in the man's dark-shrouded eyes. Very well, allow me to introduce myself. Before you stands Philippe Christophe Auguste, keeper of this place. So you did not arrive to offer support to the traitors. That is great news. Having said that, you must understand that Uric 5 is a holy sanctum for House Arcelio, and the path to it is only revealed by a select few. It pains me to say that you are not on the gigs list. Provide me with a navigator and I shall immediately depart the station.
Yep, that's us.
I do not think this is possible. Uric 5 is an observation station. We do not sign contracts and do not provide navigators. We delve into the depths of infinity and chart the movements of the warp stores. And besides... Philippe gestures at the disorder around him. You have chosen an inopportune time for negotiations. What is happening on this station? Where all these corpses come from? Betrayal. A most banal thing in the life of a nobilite, don't you think? I was stabbed in the back by my closest friend, Theobald Arcelio, the second keeper of Uric 5 and my mentor. On his instructions, my own people sabotaged the generator, blew up the shuttles, and brutally massacred the loyal servants of my mistress. Most unforgivably, they dared to take her prisoner. Greedy scum. I swear by the throne's light, their souls will perish in the darkness of the void. Philippe falls silent for a few moments and furiously slams the ends of his staff on the floor. The madmen have captured Lady Cassia and are now torturing her upstairs while we are idly chatting down here. Help me rescue her or be gone, but waste no more of my precious time. What kind of help you talking about? I would never ask you for such a favor under different circumstances, and yet... Philippe takes his hand away from his ribcage, noticing blood, and winces in pain. And yet, Lady Cassida's well-being is above all. I haven't got many people left, and my wounds are too deep for me to act with precision and swiftness. But you may actually succeed. In order to ascend to the mistress...
Killing men with you.
In order to ascend to the mistress' chambers, you'll need a holy relic sanctified with the blood of Lady Arcelio herself. This is the control rod of the elevator's machine spirit. I have one part, and the other was lost during the mutiny. But even this relic will be of no use unless the elevator mechanism is powered. How do I remake?
So specific.
Yeah. How do I remake the control rod? I have a phylactery containing the mistress's blood. It needs to be taken to the laboratory, which is located behind one of the reliquary doors. The most ancient of sacred mechanisms will help to rebuild the rod. The tech priest ceaselessly performed the rites of appeasement so that the machine spirit would serve the house in its time of need. The fateful hour is now upon us. How am I supposed to power the elevator? The station's main cogitator is situated in the guard room. Just enter the correct command sequence and the sacred mechanism will do the rest. If it's so simple, why don't you do it yourself? I never said the feat would be easy to accomplish. The fact of the laboratory in the guard room is blocked by the very same madman who took over the station. They will not negotiate and are not afraid of displeasing the Navis Nobilite or incurring the Emperor's wrath. They only bow to brute strength, which is something I currently happen to lack. And why should I help you? You came to the station for a reason. House Arcelio will not be able to help you until the current crisis is resolved. But if you aid us now, I promise we will reach an agreement that you will find satisfying, be it riches, influence, or the powers of our navigators. I guess that makes sense. Let's see here. The woes of your health, pound the bones, I'll do it, but for the good of the Imperium, I'll be able to sign the lady navigator from her woes. The rogue trader will cause him, but you rejoice, figure matrix to live. I'll rescue your mistress. Incurred, I require that Horace Celio sign a contract with my protectorate. Yeah, let's go with that. Seek profit!
Yay, delicious profit.
Felix's reply sounds curt and tired. So be it. Hurry, the mistress's safety is all that matters, but should you fail, our arrangement is finished. Items received, phylactery of blood.
Onward to victory.
White. Bright, pure color. And it's all riddled with horrible veins that carry the poison of fear and pain throughout its body. Who are you? Why are you crying?
If the witch is talking about the enemies of humanity who set upon this abode of noble navigators, then
Sorry,
our
just laughing
weapons
at
will
how
soon
Argenta
dispel
says
their
that one.
wicked misery.
Compared to naval service, that was barely a challenge.
Alright, let's see here.
Over there!
A trap!
Let's seize the moment.
We should deal with this.
Never doubt me. The Emperor favors me today.
Woo! What's going on here?
Always striving for greatness.
Notice these unfortunate souls took their own lives by slicing their guts wide open. Interesting.
Never a great sign.
No.
This ocular implant was a
Oh.
worthwhile investment.
Stand firm! We must not let the miscreants defile the house Orcelio! Far at will for House Orcelio. Oh, what's this? There's two sides of this fucking story? Who could have fucking guessed?
Stand your ground.
Oh no.
In a slightly awkward position, but we'll make it work. There we go. Probably the best we can hope for.
Death to the heaven. Great Emerald.
With that industrial ass sound.
Wow.
Though I guess it would be. Sorry, I'm trying to think of what the adjective is. That's like what's industrial but for churches. I guess that is ecclesiarchical.
Yeah.
Because it's like industrial music is supposed to sound like it's coming out at like you mixed the record in a fucking factory,
I will bathe this battle
in an abandoned warehouse.
fury.
Yeah.
Whereas most 40K music these days, and I definitely think that
do
stuff
it.
like Dark Tide and Road Trader nailed this. It sounds like you recorded it in a mega cathedral.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
You missed!
Follow my lead.
Oh, one of his friends must have shot him in the fucking back.
It cleanses the body.
Faith strengthens me.
Remember, friendly fire isn't.
Let's see here. Let's do forewarning and give Argenta a bit more dodge. So, move there. Take your time.
Was that you? Or
Let's see here. What's the range on screen? Can I slap you with this?
Anything else? What an unfortunate turn of fate.
No, I can still do analyze enemies. Let's. Oh wait, no, squad commander. It me, ya boy. Alright, you, serve me. Get
They won't expect this.
buffs. You need buffs. Also,
Buffs are delicious.
more buffs. Now, Argenta, do something! Actually, she's probably too far to actually do much of something. But we'll see here. Yeah, those are some tiny-ass stats there, but you know what? Burst fire, baby.
For the weak, eradicated.
Yeah, she got somebody.
No, you just keep shooting and eventually it works.
Yeah. No, looks like I still got... I got one in the chamber, sure. Let's pop off. Let's see here. Oh, I think everyone's out of fucking range. I am using the goddamn pistol, so fuck it, I guess.
Stay vigilant.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
Alright, Abelard, let's charge so we can get you more forward at least. Voice of command. Our brace for impact, excuse me. And endure. Temporary HP for days. It's important. Abelard, stand there and take shots, please.
Follow my lead.
Perfect, thank you. Just as the God Emperor intended.
Just as planned.
Oh, ow. Alright. Now, if I remember correctly, yes, we can reveal and slaughter now. Which lets me use running gun immediately. And I
Move through me. Be the fire in my heart.
do that. Then we hit them with the good old burst fire.
Faith without strife.
Hit them with the old sticky wicket.
And
In
we
thy
will
light I stand, and thy light I crave.
hit that.
The Emperor commands I act.
Argenta! That was a 95% chance!
XCOM rules, baby.
Doubt is for the weak. Eradicated. As the Emperor commands is why I was chosen. I'll do it. Strike is a prayer.
Yeah. This is why they say just load up buffs on like 1 or 2 characters and just make them go as many times as possible.
Follow my lead. Pain and duty go hand in hand.
There is movement in the Empyrean.
Yes, no, we are working with XCOM percentages here.
On it. Farewell.
The fabled and feared XCOM rules.
Cuts and cracks appear on your skin. Great. Yes, I love it. Alright, who's left? This guy.
Will do.
Let's see, can I use voice of command on her again? No, I cannot. Okay. Oh, wait, no, this is only... I think I've already used... Yeah, no, this is only round... No, this is round 2. Why can't I use it on her again? Are we out of range? Might be out of range.
As said, so done.
Anyway, Abelard, do something.
Easy.
Keep charging forward. You'll get there eventually. What's this? Take a pot shot? Sure.
Count me out.
Nope, this target's too far. I said then I do nothing.
Strengthens me.
Sick moves, everybody. Hey, Ballard.
Tested tactics
End this
and
man.
have
End
their
this man.
flaws. At your beck and call, reduced to dust.
Perfect. Cool, cool, cool. Dead bodies everywhere now. I love it.
Let's see this through.
Alright, now what was I doing? Oh, yes, looting. Mine now. Mutated flesh sample.
We love looting.
I do love looting. I don't know how I keep getting away with this shit. Catechism of St. Drusus. What's in the box? A Ripper.
nothing.
A Ripper auto pistol. Well, it has that little plus symbol, so it's a little bit better than a regular auto pistol, I suppose.
Venture forth.
What do you guys got? Hey, Ballard, rustle their pockets. Flak armor, las gun, scrappy.
Abelard, creases Jace.
Well, we'll always add to the cargo zone because this is just regular oop. That's las guns. Kind of boring, so add to cargo. More scrappy auto pistols. Always add to cargo. Add to cargo. Add to cargo. Alright. What's going on up here?
I said, hey,
What's going
what's
on?
going
My
on?
actions speak louder than words.
Statue by the famous Calixian sculptor, blah 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 blah. It fancy. But Data Crypt H Tac 40 Tach KO. Okie dokie.
Stay sharp.
What's in here? Books on training, okay. Swords, guns, and basic ass armor. I am excited to play the Rogue Trader game. Don't know how long we'll keep at it while you're working on summer court stuff. Honestly, we're probably still maybe a session or two away, depending on... Oh, what's this? Intercept the conversation between security officers.
Onward to victory.
There's more to that, but...
Yeah, we'll see. Because some things I think we might be able to handle in the between time, but I'll have plenty of time to prep at least.
Yeah.
When we're done with the fiction.
Yeah, you and your damn fiction making me going, well, shit, now I have more things to think about when that shit actually comes out. Well, we get done with that. Thanks, Omega. I love thinking. Let's see what's in this door.
Over there.
A trap!
And the people at home can think too, because today I, after double checking everything, posted
I better
the
myself
short
through
fiction to
my
Patreon.
service.
Okay, cool.
So check it out. I included downloading it as if you don't want to. Just because it's how Patreon is. I did text dump the whole thing with formatting because it'll do that straight out of Google Docs. But if you don't want to read all that shit, I did also make it an EPUB and a PDF.
Oh, okay.
They're attached to the Patreon post.
Who among us would have realized that it was Lady Theodora who was in peril?
Marching ahead.
Looting your box.
Attention to detail is the key to success.
So... It says the trap's thing. Oh, wait, no? Oh, is it on the other side of the door? Yeah, let's go up here.
Experience. Nothing matters more.
Woo! Noble 6 Silk Gloves, getting a plus 5% bonus. And what is this? This is a Mars pattern sword. Also a primitive sword. But it's just Mars pattern. It doesn't look necessarily that much. Well, it's better than what I'm using right now. Hang on. That does more damage, but less armor penetration. And more armor penetration. Never mind. No, this is just better. Cool.
Just a better Schward.
Better Schward.
It happens.
Every moment a chance for greatness.
Go equip it. And send this one to cargo. Right now we do not necessarily have a tech man, so... Yeah, we'll keep on the tech use gloves.
Now that was easy.
Yeah.
Let's see this through.
Yeah, it is over here. Okay.
Perfect.
I was wondering about that.
Perfect.
Don't mind me. How's everyone doing here? Bro, calm down. No, don't stop.
Everything is clearly normal.
Just pulled out my gat. Data crypt.
That guy, normal.
What's going on over here? Oh, research notes. Animating dust, the black water. Let's see what's going on over here. Awaken the
Onward to
conversation.
victory.
We'll save that for a moment. The arch enemy. Hey, you got a name.
Forge ahead. Never linger.
I guess you don't have
It's
much.
clearly important.
Yeah.
My actions speak louder than words.
Give me the loot. Oh, well, this is light armor. According to, you know, the min-maxers, they just say, unless it's very specific characters, use dodge. Use dodge for everything. Rather than soak damage, just don't get hit in the first place.
Usually a rule, especially with a game like this.
Oh, this is a long glass. Or a long glass. That's you gotta remember how to emphasize on the G or the L. Long glass, not long glass. Well, this will let me stay out of out of range of bullshit, so let's see here. Let's check here. What are you in right now? Just a mesh? That is... let's make it so you dodge more, Argenta. There we go. For me, though... Sniper rifle. What was that? Cargo. Add to cargo. Hey, Blair, what you rocking on your side? You don't here. Have a shotgun, just in case you're close but not quite close enough.
Honestly, pretty good deal for that sort of character.
I'll give myself these fire grenades for when I need to purify something. Oh, what's this?
When that guy over there needs to be on fire.
Grace of the Oblivious. Character saying +5 toughness. Is their intelligence is less than 35. Abelard, what's your intelligence? 30? Perfect.
Pretty normal.
Here you go. Be better at not getting hurt.
Venture forth.
Yeah. Alright. Well, okay. So, awaken the concentrated spirits. Awaken! You turn a few of the remaining dials and probe the activation lenses. The correct vid screen of the sacred engine flickers. The cogitators inside emits creaks and groans, and the lumens oscillate at random. It takes a while, but eventually the machine spirits do grant you access to the cogitator system. Request data on the system's navigators. After a brief pause, the data appears on the vid screen. Felek Arcelia, location main hall, status alive. Theobald Arcelia, location upper chambers, status alive. Calamir Arcelia, location upper chambers, status deceased. Alexis Arcelio, locations lower levels, status deceased. Ramsey Estevan Arcelio, location unknown, status deceased. The Child, location upper chambers, biometric parameters, rapid heartbeats, elevated body temperature, stress laters extended to permissible latest, status unknown error. Attention, calming procedures required. Attention, upper chambers inaccessible. Error, the control pod is not resident. If the rod has been replaced, immediately contact a station keeper or Naves Laboratorium custodian. Examine the log. The archive data stored on the cogitator's local data crypt is partially corrupted, but you still manage to access the ritual logs for examination. View Vox report. There. The Vox recording assists for some time before you hear a voice. This is Officer A282. Do you copy? Several generators have overheaters in the lower levels. Chambers A23 are on power. The tech priest crew sent to investigate the problem is not responding. Requesting back. The officer speed is absorbed by shouting, and the reporting abruptly ends. Officer H123 speaking. 200 servants have perished due to explosive decompression of the living quarters. We have located traces of mechanical interference. The preliminary cause is officer sabotage. Crews 5, 6, and 9 are cut off from the main compartment. We have enough oxygen for 20 minutes. May the Emperor save our souls. Senior station officers, this is the captain speaking. We are attempting to contact the Winter Scale Scion for help, but something is jamming the signal. We never received a reply and cannot be sure it was even sent in the first place. A rescue team is not coming. We are on our own, so remain vigilant. Anyone can be a traitor, you hear me? Anyone. If you are in doubt, shoot to kill. Examine
doubt, shoot to kill.
Examine the recent entries of the incident log. Report X-TAC 889, originator classified, date classified. The servants close to the child have started butchering one another again. An order came from above to have their remains reprocessed. Report X-TAC 889, originator classified, date classified. The negotiations with the Winter Scales were a success, and new batch of servants will revive in 10 boons. Escort them to the laboratory at once. It is imperative that we increase the new child retains resistance to the child's powers. Report X-TAC 891, originator classified, date classifies, data expunged. Examination of the station's docking logs. The log is almost completely corrupted, but you managed to recover the latest entry. Identity confirmed. Regent Aranto Arcelio. Reason to visit classified. Date of visit classified. Reason for visit classified. Date of departure classified. Great. Examine the security and life support logs. Shit's fucked. We're just gonna leave it there. Shit's fucked. I'm not gonna read all that. View the encrypted data.
Explode.
Something buzzed in the cogitated metallic gut. Several red lumens light up across the vid screen. Required access level, security captain or above. Current access level, senior security officer. Tech use, we got 93%. You easily bypass the restrictions imposed on the sacred machine. The cogitator's overloaded processors whirl unhappily. Most of the encrypted data has been wiped. You find traces of the Purge protocol. Recovery is impossible. To list the most commands have been embedded in the machine's spirit's consciousness. Now flits across the screen in a single creeping line. Child, delete, pick, flow, disable, access, code, annul station controls, delete, activate, shuttle, self-destruct, purge, command log. Exploring the archives for a while longer yields a surviving excerpt from the guard captain's report mentioning that the security systems has recently reconfigured without his knowledge. His comment reads, only the keepers of the station have access to life support system, but Keeper Theobald has not left the Chiosad and neither have I. Could it be that? Return to the list of available commands. We're not gonna call for help. They ain't gonna fucking help us. Fuck them. Switch to the main chamber controls. Open all doors on the level. Shit's fucked again! Fuck it, we're just gonna start pushing buttons. That door's already been opened. That door's already been opened. That area is depressurized. Yes, do not open that. A new door has that been opened. That door is already
a new hand.
Touches the door. Oh, found it. Whee! And last one for shits and giggles. Nothing happens. Alright, main elevator controls. Activate the elevator. Cool. Alright. Step away from the cogitator.
Let's seize the moment.
Moment seized. Carpe diem, motherfucker. Let's run!
Purple room. Don't like it.
Heresy. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. What's going on in here?
I don't like it.
Data crit. We'll grab that. What's going on here?
That was easy.
Systematic manifold influence upon fire. Barely discernible traces. Stretches on. Okie dokie. Well, let's keep looting here. Biogel. Black water. Unidentified acid. Okay. Psi crystal.
Stay sharp.
What's in here? Flesh sample. I love a good flesh sample. You, what are you doing here?
Duty beckons.
Ah, cowering, I see. Very well then. What's this? Okay.
Let's see this through.
What's in here? It's a rock. And over here, another book. So let's remake the control rod. Done and done. You know what, there's this whole thing I can do here that lets me, you know, make objects with fucking the items that I found, but I'm not gonna fucking fuck with that. That's, you just get some fucking consumables, and
Marching ahead.
I have never used them in the game I had so far, so you know what, fuck it. We're not gonna bother. We got the control rod and we powered the elevator. Let's get this shit done. I do think that means this stuff will just stay in my inventory if I don't fucking... There we go. Drop that, drop that. Drop that. Eh, we'll keep the note at least. Drop that. Drop that. Drop that. Drop that, drop that. Drop that. When did I get this rough bloody sketch? I don't know.
When did you get a rough bloody sketch?
Forge ahead. Never linger.
Unexpected result.
Alright, Philippe, you got some explaining to do, buddy. Philippe X-ray looks a little better. His tangled hair is neatly braided, his wounds are tightly bandaged, there's some healthy color under the scales on his cheek. You dealt with the power and... you dealt with the threat and power...
Color under his scales.
And powered the Annabelle. Well done, I trust you bought the activation rod well. Remember, every second of hesitation may cost my mistress her life.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Adira suddenly cocks her head and drives her nails deep into her shoulder. Then she starts mumbling. The crossroads. There are two paths, both stained with blood, both lead to the accursed eye. They all wear masks, so poor and flimsy they fall to slightly chuff. One hiding a blind man, the other a traitor. Tell me more, what paths? I cannot say. One is painted with blind faith, the other with hatred and treachery. Both lead to tragedy. You simply have to decide what tragedy you like the most. Thank you, everything is clear now. Adira nods tiredly and notes the flick out the corner of her eye. The station has enough problems with your sorcery, Psycha. The leak rays off Adira and looks at you expectantly. I have questions regarding what happened on this station. You think they're worth the life of my mistress? Who is the child? Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Who's the child? Blah, blah, blah. Get wrecked, scrub.
Trend, different ring. Most station in his. I am literally just... I like this, but enough of this. Enough lies, Philippe. I am certain you're the one behind this coup.
Just jump straight to the fuck you.
Thinks to me sometimes like, Philippe, you're obviously going, I came here to get myself a navigator, nothing more. He's like, what? Really? You did not here to, you know, betray me and help them? Basically, Philippe is all like, the child is too much. He's gonna wreck everything. So I'm gonna be like, It's like, if your cursed child becomes to become my navigator, I will gladly rid you of this fucking burden. Just give her to me. You don't understand. This is... Philippe stops mid-sentence, making a pre-pause, and then nods to himself. You are correct. This may work out. It is certainly possible. You're going to need this charm. Hands are a precious stove without a setting. Luminous earth remains cold to the touch no matter how long you hold it. If you manage to press this against the monster's skin, whether by force or guile, the baleful influence of her powers will recede. You'll be able to take her and leave the station. Cool. Alright, everyone, let's go. Let's go meet this monster.
She seems a little upset.
Everyone seems a little upset. The pale figure with unnaturally long limbs covers her face which are deformed with talon-like nails. Her deathly pale face is coated with blood that continuously streams from her scarlet, misted eyes. Her spiny gills, slightly hidden under her disheveled hair, twitches nervously at your approach. Only now do you notice the third eye on the young woman's forehead, hidden by a jeweled ornament. When your eyes meet, you sense overwhelming, soul-smothering power. As the other water creatures slide over you, your entire core shudders in terror. Flashes of past warped nightmares re-emerge from the shadow of your memory and paralyze your will. You gasp for air in terror, drowning under the crashing wave of pain. You cannot catch your breath. Hot tears burn on your cheeks. Why is this happening? Why is it happening to you? Why do you feel so lonely and so much pain? Do these feelings even belong to you? Adira emits something between a moan and a drawn-out whimper. Ow, 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 ow! As if my little pals weren't enough. Now this one's barging into my head. Someone stop her!
You're the Saker. You do something.
Heresy. Argenta looks at the tall fan with a stinging mixture of anger and sadness. She then lowers her head, and white hair veils her face. Let's see here. Requires on Iconoclast founder overcome the crushing despair. Persuasion.
Fuck you, crushing despair.
Let's see here. Let's not do coercion. Let's go Iconoclast. Do I overcome distress and despair, or do I say I'm here to help? What do you think, Omega?
I mean, overcoming the crushing despair is, you know, very funny.
Let's do that. You detect all your attention inward, to your heart, currently shackled by another suffering. Under the gaze of your burning inner eye, the despair and pain begin to dwindle. The darkness of your soul dissipates, the lump in your throat shrinks, and you discover you are standing in front of a bizarre creature, a young woman whose tears seem to have drawn along with your own. She warily shakes her head and lets out a drawn-out sound similar to both a sob and a howl of a small, wounded animal. What is happening? Was someone calling my name? Are all the betrayers dead already? And you? Who are you? Seth von Valentius, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Abelard seems a bit out of commission right now, so I'll introduce myself.
Great.
Unease settles across her features, and she nods conscienceless. Pardon my manners, Seth. I did not expect to make such a gracious acquaintance in such time of great sorrow for our house. What is this? I feel faint. Blah. The heavy-set old man, who had been kneeling nearby, erupts into low sobs. His eyes, swollen for crying, darts around desperately around the room, as though the veil of ignorance has just been ripped away from them. The child! Lady Cassia, where are you, sacred child? Throne preserve! Despite his venerable age, the navigator lifts up and rushes to the young woman's side. You! The old man shifts, revealing his face to him. It is threaded with jet-black veins. His bulging, milky eyes bear a striking resemblance to those of a dead fish. A sweetly sickly sweet scent assaults her nostrils, as if the old man's flesh is rotting inside his decaying husk.
Yeah, he's fucking dead. Dead man. Kill him. Blast him.
My eyes fail me, for they are unable to make you out as either enemy or ally. I am warning you, one wrong move will bring the wrath of hostile Celio down upon your head. Watch out, Lord Captain. This one's so deranged, it's making the whisper shriek like crazy. He might just open his eye of his. Threatening the lord of a dynasty is a grave offense, esteemed whoever you are. Abelard places a hand on his weapon. Persuasion or commerce. I meant you no harm. I came seeking their gaze. At present, I'm determining what is happening on... Actually, yes. What the fuck is happening right now?
Yeah, a great question. Always want to be knowing what is going on right now.
I'll grant you do not look like pirates who have come coveting the riches of a wrecked station, or like the scoundrels in Felix's service. So who are you? Abelard, you okay? Introduce us. His Lordship, Rogue Trader Seth von Valencius, heir to the greatest protectorate in the Cronus Expanse and bearer of the sacred warrant of trade, extends his greetings. Thank you, Abelard. Another rogue trader in our corner of the galaxy? How interesting. Your kind always makes an appearance in desperate times, ready to cut a deal that benefits one side alone.
Yeah. Me. My side.
Given that you have not so far drawn your weapons, your intentions are probably peaceful. And now, so, House Orcelio now asks a service of you. Save the life of the child in exchange for future cooperation. Do not hurry to answer. Think of it. You may make yourself an ally or an enemy of our house today. You decide.
Well, I still need a navigator, so... These guys don't know it's a seller's market.
First off, what's happening between you and Philippe? What's happening here? Philippe is my... I just like how that just sounded like it came from the back.
Yeah, I stood up, but I had to say the line anyway.
Philippe is my wayward student. He came to York 5 as a callow youth. I personally mentored him and entrusted him with the care of the child. He was like a son to me. But he proved to be just another traitor. He sought to steal our most precious treasure, the heir of the house, our sacred child, to reveal and power us with others like him, casting our house into the abyss, to pervert the centuries-long traditions of our family.
Kill him.
You can see the fruits of his villainy for yourself. He decided that he was not bound by our duties to the legacy of the greatest of our novatiors, Tisfanoda Celio, who led our house to prosperity for countless years. Foolish boy. The renegades clouded his mind. They sought to seize the control of the dynasty before the sacred child had come of age and taken up the novator's throne.
That sounds bad.
Yeah. So choose whose side you're on, a murderous traitor or a lawful scion of a noble house. Theobald speaks these words softly, looking at the unconscious woman with reverence. You look frightening. The fish eyes look at you with unwavering dignity. You are not supposed to see me, or Philippe, or the sacred child. Navigators are highly paid for the loyal service to the Immaterium, according to his will. No one would dare judge the guides of humanity, the chosens of the galactic sovereign himself. You didn't really answer anything. I think you just said...
Not what I asked, but cool. Do you think that's just what they teach him in Navigator School if anybody questions him?
It's like, deflect. Just fucking deflect.
You're supposed to be here. You serve the master of mankind.
Anyone who says otherwise, well, fuck him. It's like, what is the curse that's taken occur? What happened there? Curse? You don't understand the sacred gift given to our child. When the child is sad, we all weep. When the child smiles, we all laugh giddily. And if the child wants blood, the world turns crimson. The child's will is the will of the great Tisphone. Tisphone? Tisiphone. Yeah, we're lining up. We pronounce everything here. Tisiphone. For she is the heir of the House Orcelio. And they call me dangerous with my witchcraft. Idira mutters under her breath. How can you lose control of your own station, man? Do not thrust my errors in my face. I am twice your age and twice as wise. And twice as, that means you fucked up twice as badly. Take my advice. Trust no one but yourself and the Emperor. Even the closest to you will betray you for gold, power, or a far-fetched idea of a bright future.
Hey, chat, guess you want to hear a secret? You shouldn't trust Big E either. He doesn't know what he's doing anymore.
Listen, he's just stuck in a chair.
Like he's 50% stuck in a chair, and then the other 50% is floating in the warp.
I mean, I think a lot of people can just call out, you know, the Imperium man is, it's just as fucked as every kind of, other faction in 40K. No one's a good guy. Everyone's just a different kind of bad guy.
Yeah. I mean, I think there are some factions which are more sympathetic. The Imperium's not really supposed to be sympathetic. I think that Games Workshop has trouble with that because they are the literal human faction, so everybody flocks to them anyway because some people are just like, I cannot understand a space elf or a green football hooligan. I am physically incapable of that empathy. But, 10-foot tall immortal space monks with 5 hearts who spit acid, that I can understand. That's me joshing on Space Marine players. But, yeah, the Imperium's not supposed to be sympathetic, but they do sometimes get painted that way. And I think individual characters can be sympathetic because it's a real fucked up system they're part of. But
God, that just reminded me of the shit post I saw earlier about people wanting female Primarchs. It's like, you just want fucking 10-foot tall muscular women. And people are like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oops. Alright. You know what, Philippe, Stoichiku was probably gonna backstab me anyway. You know what? I don't need to. The child, probably, a bit monstrous, but you know what? In this day and age, who isn't a little bit monstrous?
And once again, you still need a navigator.
I need a navigator. So, you know what?
We gotta get out of this place. We gotta get out of here.
We gotta get out of here. So, Philippe is a true monster. Let's do away with him. Together. Theobald dips his fate. That thing just came out of nowhere. Theobald dips his head in favor of the proposition. Allies are always welcome, even temporary ones. I will revive the child. Do not be alarmed. The power of House Orcelio's heir will help us destroy our enemies and shield us from Philippe's navigator forces. But you, rest for a time before the battle.
Onward to victory.
How you doing? Stub of his mutilated tongue. We love mutilating tongues. Well, no one appears to be living in the cage. Someone still filled the trough with food and water. Painting! Woo! What else is going around here, guys? We got servants. We got loot. Give me that loot. I know there have been problems with the Tau. I remember my friend telling me about this. Like, especially in the fiction. I think it was not just, Tau being too sympathetic. I think the Tau just kept getting their ass kicked in fiction or something.
So, there's basically... it's been a long, long time, I think, since... Well, actually, that's not technically true. I believe the quote-unquote Leagues of Votan are technically a brand new faction, but that was... They brought back an old sub-faction who was, like... too weird. They wrote them out of the story and then reimagined them, for the new thing.
No, because like I said, I have a friend who loves the Tau, plays the Tau. So I think recently the Tau had I think they made recently some fiction of made the Tau look cool again.
Yeah, basically, so if you don't know the Tau faction, someday I'll do the it'll be 4 streams that are all 6 hours long somehow, just like magic. But I'll do the fail portrayal of 40K someday. But the Tau are. Everybody jokes about them being, blue space communists. They are for the greater good. I think with some of their aesthetics, they are very clearly supposed to, like, people say they were supposed to appeal to the market in Asia. I don't know if that actually worked out, but it definitely has some themes. They have mechs and cool, hover vehicles and stuff. But they were originally looking like, being for the greater good. They're willing to take, deprogrammed, human conscripts into their army kind of a thing, are willing to build allies. Oh, they're not tainted by the warp at all. Their drives don't, fuck with the warp that much. I think originally they were like, they shallowly enter the warp, so they're like way slower and shorter range in terms of FTL travel, but they don't have to deal with, Geller fields and navigators and horrible nightmare monsters.
Horrible nightmare monsters.
I don't think the Tower psychic at all, like normally. Or if they do, their powers are very limited, But they have like a fantastical caste system. They're led by the Ethereals, who are a little mind control-y, kind of take no dissent kind of a thing. But they were definitely looked like they were supposed to be, shiny, naive, and new. And then, people were like, okay, so are these guys supposed to be, like, cool? Are they the new protagonists, or are they chumps? Because, there's only 2 ways that in 40K, if you actually introduce a new faction, it can go. Either old factions have to job to say how cool you are, or you have to job to remind everybody how cool the old factions are. Like, Tyranids, despite being, purely biological, no technology at all, kick the shit out of, like, Space Marines and Eldar and stuff, to be like, oh, the Tyranids, they're cool. They're Predator Xenomorphs from StarCraft and Starship Troopers. The Necrons also usually are portrayed as pretty tough, scary boys.
Scary boys.
Because they're immortal space terminators. Except now they're immortal space mummies, but metal.
Great.
Metal mummies, chat.
I love it.
With suspiciously, they're basically, there's a fantasy equivalent of their faction, the Tomb Kings. So they're Tomb Kings in space now, for real. But yeah, there's a lot I think to be said for how Games Workshop has to, like, balance out, hey, we're making a whole ass new model line we want to sell you, check this shit out, and then also, everything being balanced for their fiction and so forth.
Oh, discolored vision. Interesting. The world around you feels less vivid. Perception, willpower, and dodge is reduced by minute. Lady Cassia, get a control of yourself. What's happening here? Stop showing me your fucking fan fiction.
Stay sharp.
We gotta get out of here.
Lady Navigator Cassia, my eyeballs hurt. Can you please stop? And that's when she's like, no, actually. And then we're like, okay.
Well, I guess we'll go kill this dude, I guess.
All right, everybody. Take your emotional support Amasek now.
I knew I should have killed you. I should have fucking killed you. Fuck off. Joke's on you! I didn't betray anyone! I was never on your side! You know whose side I was on? Mine.
My side. It was on my side. It's like that one guy telling you, like, oh, your rogue traders only come up to show off on a side benefits. Like, yeah, my side. It's me. I'm the side.
Was a mistake.
Just pulled out this dude and just shot him once. What? Alright. Alright, well, let's get our characters into position. We got a lot of dudes here. A lot of dudes.
Do some tactics.
But we also got allies as well, so,
I always love extra allies.
Alright, Idira, you stand there. Me, I'm gonna stand over here, probably. Stay in the back and yell orders. That's what I do. Abelard, get up close with some people. And Argenta, Oh, you just got your rapid fire skill, which is super useful. Here, we're gonna stick you prime target. Oh wait, we still got the fucking debuff. Well, we'll make it work. We'll make it work. Start the battle. Idira,
We'll figure it out.
I'm gonna need it so you make it that so Argenta does not get a hit as often. That is very important to me.
Or
Let's see here. Who can I kill easily? Well, actually, no. We can throw fucking lightning. Let's throw lightning. Our
If they're not all-
veil degradation
if-
is very low.
It's a little interesting considering that warp fuckery is afoot, but I guess it's a little different.
Yeah, throw lightning.
will do.
Again, I guess that is something that is kind of supported by the fiction. You know, talking about it earlier, like some species in 40K just have inherent psychic abilities,
Anything is.
and so I think navigators technically fall under that because they are a like repeatable mutant strain of humans. So they just have the third eye. So they're not exactly psychers; they are psychic.
Well, yeah, I think we were talking about that because Axe is playing Navigator in our game, and technically his powers don't fall under warp shenaniganery. But
Yeah, he does not possess psychic powers. He possesses, you know, navigator powers. He is a mutante, not a witch.
all right. So the thing about Argenta is she works best when you can fire off rapid fire, but you usually want a few dudes in there to, you know, catch bullets for you.
Yeah.
You know what? We'll start here. And honestly, we probably don't need to.
Faith without...
Yep, called that about right. Because then, with that, we can hit running gun, which will let us move again. And we will advance over here. Honestly, I probably should have done running gun before that, because I need to get kills to get Rebel and Slaughter. But whatever, it's fine. Yeah, she just fucking opening her eye, blasting people. Cool, great.
The people do not enjoy it.
Can I not? Oh, I see what I did wrong. Never mind. Hang on. Abelard, back that up. Let's see here. Charge.
It will be done. I took care of this one.
Yeah. Now that that's taken care of, we will mark this guy as our sworn enemy. I'm realizing I should have just ran up
We
and
do not like him, we say.
Alright, so first things first, let me get over here so I can yell at Argenta to do stuff.
They won't expect this. As said, so done.
Alright, she has 2 shot. Well, she has 2 AP. Don't have a line of sight of that guy. But hey, look at this guy. Sure, let's see what happens.
Doubt is for the...
Yep. Shot my ally. Whatever, it's fine.
Doubt is for bang. Own goal.
That's an 18%. Oh, that's a 30%. Sure. Laser. Oh, wait, no, I'm using my fucking... I forgot to switch. Dang it. There we go. Now I got out the sniper rifle. Whatever, lesson learned.
Always important to draw your correct weapon.
Gibbed.
Weapon at the ready.
Can I pull back now?
Weather the storm!
Follow my lead.
Aren't some of you guys supposed to have your tongues cut out?
Break their morale.
Just one of them being like, oops.
Damn, Healer got hands. It's like, let's see here. Who do we got left?
Call an ambulance. But not for me.
Again, let's keep, you know, just ripping the. Let's just keep ripping the warp asunder. Why not?
What an unfortunate turn of fate.
You know, it's only a problem when it's a problem.
But of course,
And currently, not a problem. All right, let's hit the fucking exploit and make this guy take fuck tons more damage. Oh, I would not stand there, friend. I really would not stand there.
You'd be standing there.
No, he's standing there, and Argenta is about to do something very, very bad to him.
I'll do it.
If she could hit him.
I mean, it makes a great, you know,
As the Emperor
big
commands,
shooty sound.
act.
Hit him a couple of times.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Reload.
Justice for the weak.
Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet.
Oh, did she just voice a command, Argenta? That's rad.
I'll
Or-
do it.
Oh, I don't have enough AP for it.
As
Whatever.
the Emperor commands.
Oh, nice shot. I need to get Argenta an actual like bolter. The one she has, she starts with a bolter, but it's an old, not very good bolter.
Victory.
Run into the fire, Alvar. Get him.
Or poor quality craftsmanship.
Yes.
This is
Yeah, Baldur, you okay?
child.
Bud?
Survive.
Need a lozenge?
Return to the fold of your house as your destiny demands.
No! Don't leave me alone in this violet-brown haze! Wake up! Your mistress is giving you an order! Do you hear me?
Cassia looks up at the navigator's body in bewilderment, and you are overwhelmed with an inexplicable sense of loneliness and grief.
He was a fine seer of the war. He fought for his mistress until the end.
Yeah, no. Enough's enough. I've had my fill of waterworks, thank you.
Adira briskly wipes away her tears with pointed determination. Forgive the urgency, but we should leave the station immediately. The systems are unstable and may fail at any moment.
But this is my home. What are you going to do to me?
Give you a job. I think you get your own whole wing of the spaceship.
If you wish to stay in the line, you must first sign a contract. No, I'm not going to be like that. Just because I want profit doesn't mean I'm not that much an asshole. Lady Cassia, I have offer you my protection and grant you shelter aboard my ship. Lady Cassia, let us aid and none become my navigator, and I shall restore your hands at the end of the campaign. Yeah, let's go with the third one.
I beg your pardon, but what about my servants? Yurak 5 is still full of people loyal to House Orselio.
All who can be saved but you sucker aboard my ship.
You're about to say, hey, good news. We have a hiring shortage.
Accompanying a rogue trader on their travels is an honor for any navigator. Let us go.
Well, we're on,
I can no longer bear the sight of the deathly pale shadows that drape the bodies of the fallen.
What's the like corpo speak phrase? You know, they're the opposite of a hiring freeze. We're in a period of growth right now.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna call it. Let's see here. This is an auto gun. Looks like a basic auto gun though. We will add to cargo. That looks fancy and unique. Oh, this is a Retrobee pattern las gun. But it's not unique, it doesn't necessarily look like. So add to cargo. Thrice Pioneers bracers. Ooh, every time the wearers deal damage, the target's weapon skill and ballistic skill is reduced by -5 for 2 rounds. Stacks up to 6 times. Ooh, let's put that on fucking Argenta so she can just rapid fire something to fucking
The gun of debuffs.
Yes, debuff gun. Alright. Let's see who else is around here. Give me your loot! Ooh, tactical goggles, +5 to hit chance, +3 to critical hit chance. That's also going to Argenta. I need her to fucking hit shit. What is this? A dead shot stub revolver. Ooh, this requires strength 35. That might be good for Abelard on a sword hand. A shoddy. Everyone loves a good shoddy. Staff of House Aurelia. Need to make sure I'm on the proper damn thing there.
Venture forth.
What is this? Actually, you know what? We're getting enough shotguns. We're going to just add those to cargo now.
The whispers told me how.
Woo! Alrighty. What you guys got? You got that, and you give me that.
Never linger.
Okay, and it does look like Cassia's got some levels. Oh, she got 2 levels. Let's see here. Cassia's an officer,
Yay,
so
3 levels.
So generally, you want to build them with. Let's see here. So it's voice command, persuasion, bring it down. Inspire courage. So we're gonna want willpower. And let's see here. See, she has a bunch of navigator power, so she can just get some wiggly ass stuff. Yes, this one it is, because she Mastery of Time lets her get stonks willpower bonuses. And I do mean stonks. So it's good to get.
We love stonks here.
Yep. Oh yes, this one's also good. When she gives action points, other people just get buffs. As I said, this game is just about stonking bumps and making your people go as many times as possible. And another willpower buff. Alrighty. Level 6. Oh, there's still a body unmolested here. Look at that. Alright, let me double check. Alright, let's make sure people got what they need. You get an eye, and you get these.
You got that something that I need.
You got that. You got that. Let's see here. Immune to enemy critical hits. Ah, yes, the dead shot stop revolver. We'll put that in your offhand. Abelard, always have something in both your hands. It's important. Let's see here.
Yeah, especially if this one, the CRPG does not have the offhand penalty.
I don't think it does. I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything about it. There is like 2 weapon fighting stuff, so you can like make attacks with like both weapons in hands, but I don't know if there's a penalty for it. All right, what do we got left here? Oh yes, we need to make sure everyone has. Nope, you got armor body glove already. Are armor body gloves better? No, carapace chest plates are better. Well, that means since everyone's at, armor body glove are better, that means, heckin' add to cargo. Here, girl, have some fucking gloves. Alright, everyone, skedaddle! We're getting out of here.
Scatter.
Victory.
You're gonna make me take it, aren't you? Oh, wait, no, I can just do this.
Rogue Trader Bomb.
Oh, wait, can I just add it all to cargo and just... No, I can't. Okay, interesting. Fuck it, I'll just get rid of it at some other point. Oh, wait, can I just hit X and leave it? Wow, they're literally not gonna let me leave without it. Alright. Collect all, I suppose. Yeah, to leave the location, collect the remaining trophies. Wow. You're not allowed to leave anything. Clean your plate. Woo! Hey, check this shit out. Rad, right? Lord Captain, Lady Navigator welcomed aboard. The Sanctum Navis has been prepared for the communion ritual, but if the Lady Navigator wishes to rest in her quarters first... Your heart beats burning furiously, your breath comes short and choppy, and your fingertips tingle unpleasantly. You notice that Victus is shivering slightly, and the crew are glancing around in puzzlement, searching for the source of this sudden wave of unease. Without even looking at the Voxmaster, Cassia waves her way. First, I wish to speak to the rogue trader. Leave us. Of course. When you're ready for the ritual, please let me know.
This is where she's gonna take you aside and be like, man, I don't know anything. It's my first day of Navigator school, and prom is tomorrow.
Cassia sweeps her pensive gaze over Victus, then lowers her lashes slightly, turns to you. What do you wish to speak about? Before I begin the ritual, I wish to once again look into the eyes of the man whose fame is so great it managed to penetrate the impregnable walls of York 5 long before we met. It truly is you, Seth, the person the whole expanse and Calixtus sector is talking about. And now, a rogue trader as well. I mean, yeah, cool, I did stuff. Don't ask me what. I got hit in the back of the head by a fucking traitor. Dude, don't remember any of it.
He might have put a demon in my brain, but we're not talking about that. If you see any weird shadows behind me, shoot him. Use your mind bullets.
That's telekinesis, Kyle. That's just one of those lines that just fucking sticks with me from Tenacious D. After a few seconds hesitation, Cassia lets out a small exhale and then raises her pointed chin. I have not yet thanked you for saving me on the station. My days were clouded with so much mournful ash when Theobald's heart stopped, but you acted honorably and did not exploit me in my wretched position. And for that, I am immensely grateful. Actually, does it actually let me... Ah, you convince, this is the consequences. You convince Carcelia Honor to depart Uric 5 of her own free will. I am also deeply grateful that you saved my servants. You saved during this, yes. Especially my valet. Uwe served on the station for more than 5 years, much longer than any who preceded him. He knows how to properly attend to me during journeys, do the materium, and what to serve me for breakfast. His presence cloaks me in a envelops me in a cloak of amber.
Is that a good color?
Mm-hmm.
Is amber good?
I think so. Like I said, Cassia speaks in colors. But
Yeah,
now...
we're kind of a synesthesia thing.
But now, Cassia throws back her soldiers, I am ready to go to the Sanctum Navis and perform the sacred rites. I recover brushes, canvas, and the best paints you have on board. But no red. Why do you refuse red paint? Cassia gestures toward the servant standing beside her. Uwe will give of his blood before the ritual, as always.
Blood is actually a terrible red paint because it's iron-based, so it becomes brownish.
Yes, eventually. Oh, tell me more what the ritual entails. I'm a curious person, much to my detriment. I doubt the uninitiated could understand the mysteries of navigation, but I'll still try to explain the efforts of it. I must merge my mind and will with the machine spirit of the ship, and so I become one with the vessel. Cassia lifts a lock of hair from the back of her neck, which reveals gilded implant ports. After that, I shall use the House Orcelia ritual, which I am loath to reveal to you, to reveal my mind of all errant thoughts, and then it is time to open my third eye and peer into the depths of the warp itself. Among the nightmares, visions, mirages, and creatures of the abyss, only the light of the Emperor that is the truth that will lead me from star to star, from system to system. Oh, the light. The guiding thread, so fine it can slip from one's grasp at any moment. Cassia unfurls her hands as though dropping something. But you have nothing to worry about. The navigators of House Orcelio never lose their course. Alright, well, I should ensure that all necessary supplies are delivered to the Sanctum Navis. I'm not going to second guess the person saying you need these things to, keep my ship from, being lost in the Immaterium. Seems foolish, personally.
It's very important not getting lost in the Immaterium. It's really critical.
Cassia nods and thanks. I shall take my leave of you for the duration of the rite. I ask that you do not follow me. Few can survive the gaze of my warp eye when it is opened.
Yeah, we've noticed.
Kinda blasted, folk. Hey, Victus, welcome back. Lord Captain, I will oversee the open channel between the navigator and the bridge, and may the Emperor's light help us all. The Voxcaster in the Sanctum Navis picks up the susurration of closed, pious chanting and the metallic clicking of implants. Then the serene voice of the Lady Navigator breaks the silence. Initiating communion ritual. Come here, Uwe. The exultant ring of metal freed from its scabbard, the low sob of the servant, the rhythmic drip of liquid on canvas, the faint whisper of the brush. Go. Footsteps hurrying away. I see violent vortexes lashing in an ocean with a million fails, and umbrous shadows spinning over the surface of a fiery dance, a storm rising above foaming water, Armandus drowning in fog. The path from one end to another cannot be seen. And here, beyond the glass, a daughter forsaken by her father yearns for her brother, and the sun's pale disk goes in tireless pursuit of her. No, of me. Its frozen ways lie spring is here. The light is deadened. The great ruler is gone! The Voxmaster recoils at Cassio's word and accidentally snaps one of the cogitator's lever. The panel beneath our fingers emits sparks, and the Voxcaster falls silent. She quickly flips a series of flitches and bows guiltily. My eject apologies for cutting off the broadcast, Lord Captain. I have never heard the warp speaking through a navigator before. The connection restored now. It will not happen again. Do I punish her for this? I don't like giving out punishments. Let's just ignore things and just, you know, leave the Lady Navigator undisturbed. Yeah. Soul-shredding screams drown out the Vox transmissions. The servants in the Sanctus Nevis are now howling and shrieking like wild beasts, moaning in pain, their throats raw from the strain. And then, sudden silence. The dull thud of dropping bodies proclaim their fates.
Anyway.
It appears the servants were part of the Lady's Navigator's rite, as it was for her predecessor. I'll arrange for the bodies to be removed from the Sanctum Navis after a ritual, or what is left of them. Rogue Trader, I fear I have unfortunate news. Endless blackness has spread across the canvas, dividing what should be whole in two, and my sight cannot glimpse the light of the Emperor as clearly as before. I cannot turn around. My brush only drives me onward. The way is blocked. I think that means now, you know, I think that means that we're literally stuck in, you know, the Corona's expanse. We can't go back to like the Empire of Man or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a giant great warp scar in the galaxy that's fucking up the Corona's expanse.
You hear a heavy exhale, rustling fabric and metallic clicking. By the Emperor's grace, the ritual was successful. Your vessel's temperament presented a challenge. Its cold steel grip did not allow me to breathe freely even a second. It's as if the depths of the ship housed not only machine spirits, but something other. Now retreat to my chambers and recover my strength. Send for me if you have need of me. Lord Captain, congratulations on acquiring a navigator. Please spare me a few moments of your time, as there are several matters that require your attention. First of all, I wish to report on the condition of the station, Uric 5. Had you opted to begin your visit to the Rycat system with a different destination, the station could have been critically unstable. Fortunately, the decision to visit the representatives of the Nav's Nobilite brought us precious time. We can either focus our efforts on disassembling the station and procuring technological components for our own vessel, or attempt to save as many valuables as I can. I will not stoop to pillaging, command the station we are leaving, gathering components, might be used to the ship, loot everything from Julie to every last manuscript. Well, the station's being fucking abandoned, and if I don't loot it, someone else will. Give me that shit. As you command, Lord Captain. Profit factor gain 2.
Ooh, 2 whole profit factor. That's pretty good.
With your permission, I would like to remind you that we are still looking for an engine seer prime. Both the vessel and the machine spirits are in desperate need of oversight by an experienced tech priest. We are also missing some crew, and much more importantly, we have not yet located Henrik von Kalax, right hand of the Lord Inquisitor. Now, we know for certain he is not on Uric 5, so we should keep this in mind when making any future plans. Why is it always business with you, Victus? Can you just visit me and tell me how wonderful everything is? Certainly, Lord Captain. If you are interested, this week passed with a record low rate of minor disturbance on the lower deck. A senior techomat from Shift 8 come up with a new formula for lubricant, lube, and kitchen servitor implant maintenance. The quartermaster of Store Compartment 11 recently reported that we are spending ceremonial decorations at least 20% lower than expected, which means we have enough tablecloths, carpets, and lamps to last us 15 years of grand receptions instead of 10. Even considering that some of the stock was burned during the cultist attack on the vessel. Thank you, Victus. That'll be all for now. As it pleases you, Lord Captain.
This means that Voxmaster Vigdis keeps a little notebook somewhere for like what to say if the Lord Captain asks me about fun facts.
No, I love it. Personally, I love it. Like, Vigdis, tell me things that are going okay. All right, cool.
I mean, that is such a like captain thing to do, right? To be like, God, it's always something wrong with you. Why don't you ever have any good news? And then usually, the put upon servant is like, I'm sorry, Lord Captain, there is no good news. And Vigdis is like, oh, okay. Here's the good news.
All right, well, let's go here. Lord Captain, there is some commotion on the opposite deck. The Lady Navigator has left her quarters and currently in the wardroom, where uninitiated crewmates are shunning her in terror. Perhaps you should find what brought Cassia to the deck. Oh, hey, they got out the bloodstains finally.
Neat. Lord Captain, my apologies. I did not notice your entrance.
That's okay. I haven't quite perfected the machine that trumpets whenever I enter a room.
Oh, let's see it, please.
Get a little. Sorry, I just pictured a little servo skull with a trumpet, like the fucking skeleton dude meme.
I do think in some areas a servitor skull does follow you around, declaring like who you are or something. Not in all areas, but
I need to make sure my servo skull specifically has a trumpet.
Doot. Pleases me to see you adjusting life aboard the ship. At the last time, fond of reading. Where you? Yeah. Let's go with this.
Compared to Urak 5. Your ship is a boundless world of unfamiliar hues. And yet, the abundance of bright colors can at times be wearisome on the eyes. The bridge and the decks are so clamorous. In my search for a place of quiet, I was fortunate to come upon this islet of serenity filled with rare tomes and practically devoid of color.
Oh, those events must have shaken you greatly.
Because books don't have emotions, Cassia. They're books.
One should not underestimate the navigators of House Orselio, Lord Captain. Like a shawl of pale smoke, a faint malaise hangs upon my shoulders, but it will not be the slightest hindrance to my duty to humanity, and my duty to you. Oh, this. I found this fascinating read on one of the shelves, and I must say, it has caught my eye. Its every chapter is written in verse. I find it so beautiful and enrapturing. Urak 5 had a vast archive of its own, of course, although most of the works within had to do with scholarly disciplines of some sort or another. Only in my sparse moments of respite was I allowed to escape into the pages of more embellished works.
Your only intended is your valet from Urak 5. Do my service not measure up to your standards?
No. It is not that at all, Lord Captain. It is just that Uwe is quite capable of carrying out his duties by himself. He is well accustomed to my whims and preferences.
Cassia cringes ever so slightly, adjusts the adornment on her forehead, then angrily hides her clawed fingers in the folds of her clothes. The unnatural appearance of navigators often becomes a topic of gossip among lowly servants and officers alike. It is unsurprising, then, that Cassia prefers the company of one who is used to how she looks. I hope you've had ample time to calm yourself and your powers.
There are people on this ship who are far more impulsive and dangerous to others, and far less devoted to the God Emperor than a herald of the Navis nobility. But I did not need your words to see the shades of umber unease that whirl around your subjects whenever I am near. Were I not acquainted with such a reaction, I could have found their behavior and your question just now insulting.
Oh, my bad.
Lord Captain.
All right, well, you were melting my brain earlier, okay?
Explain to me why you are pestering me with these questions. Inquiring about my mood and my needs, showing an interest in the books I am enjoying. You are behaving as if you possessed a shred of fellow feeling for one such as I.
What do you mean, such as you?
I beg your pardon, Lord Captain. That was no way for a navigator to conduct herself.
Do I want to romance the navigator?
Now, she is romanceable.
Sure,
And I believe fairly popular.
she's a noble egghead. She loves reading books and is noble, but yeah, you know, fuck it.
She does. I think when I heard some of her voice lines earlier, I was like, oh, I see why this girl is popular, because she has that kind of, it's not quite an Ojo-sama, but she's in that ballpark.
Yeah. Might want to say almost kind of wayfish if she did not have, was not able to shoot, lasers from her third eye and shit.
Yeah.
All right.
But that's okay, because that is another well-established trope in fiction, is that, you got to watch out for scrawny, emotionally unstable women, because they'll set you on fire.
Yep. I am beginning to think, Lady Cassia, that the feelings I have for you may be more complicated than common sympathy.
Lord Captain? So many colorful sparks are flaring to life and dimming all around you. It is a veritable ocean of emotions. There are so many of them that I can barely see the pure white sincerity of your words. Please forgive me. I cannot even understand myself right now. Your words and attention have reminded me of life on the station, of Theobald and Felek. I do not understand. They were merely the keepers of Urak 5. So, why do memories of those two make me feel a strange heaviness here? At the same time, I find myself overwhelmed with new excitement and anticipation. At last, I have set foot outside my familiar walls, and into a world that I have only seen before in the pages of books. Your ship alone is a treasure trove of remarkable artifacts and curiosities. And just imagine the things that await beyond, but... my delight must seem childish to you, surely. In your heart, you must be finding all this quite amusing.
I would dare not make fun of a lady stealing, especially not one who has captured me since I first set eyes on her. The whole, catching me up in your own emotions, smothering my soul, that kind of thing. Thrilling. I love it.
I haven't cried in like 40,000 years.
Could
Wait.
easily be misconstrued. You should familiarize yourself with some of the works in your library to learn the appropriate manner of conversing with a lady.
This is the good feeling thing going around now. Fun fact, you can pick up that book. Secrets of Galiconda, How to Express Feelings to a Noble Lady.
Wait a minute.
Might have, left that in intentionally. I'll take that. Yeah. But yeah, check out the officer deck here. It's all cleaned up now. Not a blood or gut to be seen anywhere.
Yeah.
Alright, let's get back to the bridge. We got places to go.
Place to go, people to hire. I still need ship go, man. Man make ship go. there's some inquisitorial guy we need to talk to. It's kind of important.
All right, let's talk to some people. Let's see. Let's follow up. Let's follow up with Argenta. Let's see if she has anything extra to say. Hello, my sister of battle. How you doing?
Greetings.
Tell me about yourself.
About me?
Greeting.
I am the Emperor's daughter and his servant. What else is there to tell about me?
What's your favorite food?
I first came here when I found myself in need of passage from Footfall to a remote planet. But I imagine what interests you is not that first journey, but rather what brought me aboard prior to the cultist attack. That story is complicated. It just so happened that I made a mistake. In a moment of laxity, I was ambushed by the accursed followers of the archenemy. I was badly wounded. Lady Theodora came to my aid and brought me aboard her ship, where crew attended to me in my weakened state. It all happened not too long ago. I had barely recovered from my wounds when the cultists struck. Truly, the servants of evil know no rest. There is no place where we can be safe from their machinations.
A lovely word, machinations.
Sadly, they did not. Lady Theodora was in a hurry and chose not to stay on the planet. Her people took me to a ship while I was unconscious, and when I came to my senses, we were already flying away. How I pray to come face to face with those heretics once more. And it's bound to happen someday.
Yep.
No. Where'd this happen?
On one of the recently discovered planets in the Expanse. No one suspected that it had already been tainted by the filth of heresy. Had I known it beforehand, of course I would have been on my guard.
Is it difficult to accept that you made a mistake?
It happens even to the best of us. My mistakes are my burden to bear. I'll find a way to atone for them.
No, we could go to that planet and deal with the Chaos Harvesters. You know, the less chaos, the better.
The path to that planet was lost. All the knowledge is gone, along with the previous navigator. It would take immense effort and resources to rediscover the route. The heir to the von Valanci's protectorate must have plenty of other issues to deal with right now. Perhaps later.
Well, we'll
when
figure it
the
out.
skies above our heads
I'm gonna be
are clear.
real. Like, a planet of fallen to heresy. I probably don't want that hanging around just in general. I'm gonna be real. What was it like traveling on Theodora's ship?
I hadn't been here that long. Just one journey from Footfall, and the other journey, the majority of which I spent in the confines of the Medbay. I can't tell you much about the first voyage. I was more focused on prayers and ruminations than on the people around me, or the journey itself. During the last journey, Seneschal Viserion stood out for me. He came by several times to ask about my health. He's an honorable man and a loyal servant of the Imperium. I think he is as meticulous in his inspections of the logistic systems as he is in his inquiries about the health of the occasional sister of battle aboard the ship. But not all of Theodora's people have earned my trust. You know who I'm talking about. There is no place for Adira Tlas among the God Emperor's faithful. I'm surprised she wasn't in league with the cultists. And I'm equally surprised by how deep heresy and treason run in this place. I'm glad we all made it through that dark hour. May the day that follows be bright.
Alright, I have no more questions. Thank
As
you.
you wish.
Thank you for that. We'll speak later. There's Cassia. We'll speak to... let's go find Idira, actually. Because we spoke to Abalon, and then let's speak to Idira. Personally, not the biggest fan of Idira. But...
No, you know, I want to be like, I get what kind of character role she's doing, and, you know, you don't... We just talked about how, like, there is a problem that sometimes 40K writers make the Imperium seem too sympathetic, like including a few rogue psychers out there to be like, hey, I don't constantly explode into demons. Maybe we don't need to do constant human sacrifices. But also, lady, you're a little crazy. You're a crazy lady. You have crazy voices in your head.
Literally.
It's just how it is.
All right, but let's see here. I'd like to hear your augury idea. What awaits me in the future?
All right, let's hear what they're whispering about you.
Andira laughs, rubs her head together, and suddenly freezes with a vacant smile on her head slightly tilted. You feel goosebumps appear on your skin, and your collar begins to waver ever so slightly, if as moved by a breeze from a half-open door.
Among the blind men and false prophets, a red-robed sage seeks the answer to a question. He does not know that it is not the answer he must seek, but the question that will draw everything into focus. Will you help him, rogue trader? But mark that sometimes ignorance is sweeter than oblivion. A chained hound chases after glimmers of the aurora, but sparks in the scent of oil confound his nose. A chain trails after him. What will happen if you pick it up? Will you become his master, or merely another beast in the pack of his true lord? The glow of dawn bursts forth from its prison. Dungeon walls cannot contain the dark essence wallowing in the dust. A naive cub pushes his nose into a familiar hand, one that holds death in twisted glass. Cherish it or cast it off as a burden. The sword of change has already been raised. What is one more life to it? I'm sorry, Lord Captain. The voices are going wild. I can't make out a thing. I'll try to rein them in, somehow. But for now...
let's not it. Do you know Theodore Valencia well?
None of the officers knew the Lord Captain well. Not even Abelard, and she was always closer to him than anyone else. She told me from the off if I ever listened to anything in the warp about her without her permission, I'd be going out through the airlock. I'm not an idiot, so I never stuck my nose where it didn't belong. Only when I was asked. It's hard to wrap my head around the fact that she's gone. Lady von Valancius gave me everything I have. She opened the stars to me and the paths between them. I still think I can hear her voice.
The little sister is afflicted with her own set of voices. Ones that whisper to her about corruption and heresy. The silly girl doesn't realize that if she wants to find the source, she needs to start by looking in her own head.
That seems spicy. Well, I'll take my leave.
Of course. Always at your service. Whenever you need me.
Right now I need to use a snack. Alright, but let's go do stuff.
Think about finding our engine man engine.
Man engine. Alright, let's go here. Pleasant Planetoid, let's see if they got any... Lord Captain, sorry to disturb you. Victus pauses after listening to something. It's pandemonium outside the bridge gate. One of the officers seems to be demanding an audience with you in person. I think I hear Master Versarian's voice. In any case, I wanted to warn you in advance. Never a dull moment.
That one again.
Hmm?
I was gonna say, which one was that one again?
Versarian? That's Abelard.
Oh. Versarian.
This better be good. The everyday sounds of the bridge are disturbed by voices rained in anger. Abelard's voice loudest them all. This is not the conduct of an officer. These are the antics of a hard-born brat out on a lock. Explain yourself, Lieutenant. The young woman standing before Abelard strives with all her might not to quail under the onslaught of her superior's anger. She falters, but then manages to look him in the eye and say, I apologize, sir, but I must speak to the Lord Captain. Very well, Lieutenant. You may address the Lord Captain, not least because I've seen you've already seen fit to disturb him. Your unauthorized appearance on the bridge and display of the belligerence towards a higher ranking officer will be logged on your personal file without delay. Lord Captain, Lieutenant Aurelia Vent requesting permission to speak. Vent falls silent and adds, rashly, on a matter of extreme importance and urgency.
Okay.
You may speak, but I wish to hear a report, not a shouting match. Having two officers bickering a full view of the bridge is unacceptable. I'm sorry, Lord Captain. I thought drastic times called for drastic measures. Vint exclaims hotly. This matter cannot wait. Any minute now, an assault unit will be dispatched to the lower decks on orders to crush the workers' strike by any means necessary. But I am convinced that this step is unwarranted and that the crisis itself was provoked by the actions of one of the senior officers. Vint is almost trembling with tension as she delivers her speech, her face extremely pale. Abelard, in no hurry to intervene, lets out a skeptical huff. He glances at Sourback, who is standing not far from him, but she maintains a stony expression. Lord Captain, I urge you to investigate the actions of Seneschal Wassarian, and to intervene what is happening on the lower decks, because very soon we will have a mutiny or massacre on our hands. Vent reels off the last word as if she knows them by heart. She has clearly been preparing to say them for some time. When she's finished, she casts an anxious glance at Abelard, then at you. There's an insurrection in the making aboard my ship, and no one has informed me.
Yeah, I was just thinking. I was gonna say, there's a mutiny at the lower decks. When was this?
I would not deem it a problem worthy of the rogue trader's attention. The lower decks, as it so happens, are in revolt. 30-some years ago, we even had a revolutionary leader rise up who dared to establish workers' rule across the entire ship. Took us a month to restore order, but even 8 years later, we're still battling rumors that the hero had survived his execution and was on the verge of gathering people to fight against tyranny once more. Needless to say, the rumors were baseless. As for the current situation, we have sufficient forces to deal with it. That's not solving a problem, that's probably creating more. I'm gonna be real. But on this ship, the word of the Lord Captain carries more weight than a salvo from 100 bolters. I'm sure that the rogue trader addressed the malcontents directly. He will quell the unrest. I dread to think what problem you will disturb the rogue trader with next. Perhaps you'll ask the Lord Captain to break up balls in the mess room. I have already given you the means to resolve this problem. You simply need to use them. If I may, your lordship, sending a Hish Quad to crush the rebellion is a means of ignoring the problem, not solving it. After the start, the situation could boil over at any moment, so I'll give you the condensed version. It all began when the enforcers found a cultist amulet on the body of someone who had been killed in a drunken brawl. We reported up the chain immediately, arranged for the cleansing rite to be served, and opened an investigation. No Terrorkeys have been found alive, but the search has brought tensions between enforcers and workers to a head. And where does Seneschal Wassarian come into all this? I shall explain, Abelard intones grimly. I beg you to hurry. Time is running out. I will not hurry. Since my competence is under scrutiny, I shall speak as long as I see fit. There are established orders to the way things are done on the ship, and one of the pillars of the system is that the rogue trader's attention is not to be distracted by trivial matters. It is the Seneschal's role to assure that. I have always handled internal affairs myself, so of course, when I received information of a cultist hiding on lower decks, I took the matter in hand. So long as I live, not one of the vermin who have murdered Theodora von Valentius will find refuge on her ship. You are far too heavy-handed, Seneschal Wassarian. Arrests, interrogations, mass punishments for entire sectors. It has driven people to the brink, Vince says bitterly. Now there's a strike on the lower decks, and Depot 4 to be precise. 3 worker clans are involved, but many more are passively supporting them. The situation could degenerate into all-out insurrection. But when I reported my concerns, the only response I received was to order dispatch an assault unit and crush the strikes with maximum force. What is Depot 4? Depot 4 is one of the poorest sectors on the lower deck. It is home to clans of general laborers. They're not as valuable to the ship as the family who have served the specialized system for generations. They are easily replaceable resource, and one which is now, more besides, given succor to cultists and minions of the arch-enemy. I see. So we painted a broad brush here, I see, Abelard. Depot 4 is poor and trouble, but at worst that means drunken fights and illegal rock-gut brewing. We have handled the workers of Depot 4 in the past. We would have done so again if the crackdown on Depot 4 hadn't been so harsh. And another important point to bear in mind, the problem is not limited to this sector. It has happened on one of the most populated lower decks, and everything that happens there has a knock-on effect on all neighboring sectors. Abelard, what do you have to say to all this? I see no need to add anything. I acted within the remit of my authority, guided exclusively by the best interests of your protectorate and your personal safety. If you wish to confirm the rectitude of my actions for yourself, I have no objections. For my part, I urge the Lord Captain to go down to the lower deck, stop the assault unit, and speak directly to the people. You'll see that they are not lying or harboring heretics. That way, you will stop the uprising before it begins. Master of Arms, the ship's enforcers report to you, and yet you seem hesitant to provide your own perspective. Lord Captain, unlike Lieutenant Vent, I respect the chain of command and realize that it is not within my right to challenge superiors. Saddleback lowers her head in Abelard's lecture. However, a moment later, a serpentine smile appears on her lips. That being said, while I entirely share Master Wersarian's opinion on what fate Depot 4 deserves, I must note that this insubordination is a direct consequence of practices he himself has introduced. Mr. Saddleback, I see you have decided to follow the Lieutenant's example after all. Such behavior does you no credit. Saddleback, explain yourself. The ship's regulation states that the Master of Arms is responsible for resolving all matters that relate to the ship's enforcer, and yet it is no secret that the Seneschal has a tendency to show partiality. These enforcers and officers who he deems particularly promising are given, at times, permission to approach him for tutelage. I cannot deny Master Wersarian's experiences in fight. The Seneschal has a record of fostering students having achieved much and demonstrating impeccable performances. However, extending such patronage over the head of the immediate superiors encourages disregard for hierarchy among your lordship's servants. Today, an enforcer goes to Seneschal to report an order from the Master of Arms that they happen to disagree with. Tomorrow, they will go to the Lord Captain to object to the Seneschal's order. I notice a pattern in these actions. Abelard, do you wish to respond? Mr. Saddleback, can you recall an occasion where I would encourage an officer to display the superior, or one where I would overrule the order, or show favoritism who merited none? None, Seneschal, for there have been no such cases in the entire time I have served aboard the ship. If anyone to claim otherwise, I would have them pay for insulting your honor with blood. Your conduct in this regard has always been spotless. Nevertheless, given your eminent position, a simple show of attention on your part is enough to erode the propriety of junior officers and inflate the sense of self-importance and undermine discipline. I'm gonna be real, wouldn't fucking Abelard, single them out for, lack of such things?
I mean, probably, but it is kind of one of those things where just like, Abelard is like, Junior Lieutenant 4th grade Schmelson. Good coffee. And then Schmelson will cruise on that for fucking years. Did you hear that? The Seneschal liked my coffee. He liked my recaf.
That you distinguish some of them and know them by name is tantamount to walking around the officer deck handing out gifts to officers who have caught your eye. It feels though you set apart with ambition and audacity, making them stand out among the rest. Those are meant to be faceless servants, fighters ready to die. Their fate entrusted to commander and no one else. That is the sole foundation of order. I'm gonna be real. I think people just get jealous that Abelard notices someone else and not them, and they're pissy about it. Abelard is, very much by the books, but I think he has a good eye for people.
I think it is funny that like the game is introducing this concept that like, hey Abelard, you show favoritism, and that is fomenting rebellion in the lower decks. But also, you're too cool, so we can't say that you're corrupt. We're just saying that you're such a good boy that it, fucks with other people's opinions.
Lieutenant Vent, would you say that the Seneschal has singled out from your peers in any way? Lord Captain, I swear that Seneschal Wasarian has never granted me any privileges, never once advocated for me, nor facilitated my promotions. Although, he is a man who convinced me to become an officer in the first place. He offers me extensive guidance in my services, for which I am grateful for them. And while not all my fellows receive such attention, I know for at least a dozen fine officers with whom the Seneschal keeps within his sights to ensure that they continue to strive. To prepare new generations of the dynasty servants, to instruct them and separate those with potential from those who have exhausted it, that is my duty as Seneschal. This ship has pays worth of pilots, enforcers, officers, and technicians and stewards who I have raised personally. By the throne, every third person standing on this bridge was, my student at one point. Yeah, no, I definitely think, Sourback is just being fucking sour grapes. I see. Evidently, my officers are anything but a shining example of unity and abhorrence today. I only have myself to blame, I suppose. I have heard enough. Go down. I am certain to assume acting with authority, but I will verify the soundness of a decision for myself. There's not enough time. Leave the bridge and don't disturb me ever again. Yeah.
I don't want to be like, never disturb me ever again.
I will check on this. I trust my Seneschal, but let's see what's going on here. On behalf of you, Lord Captain, I thank you for your support. Abelard grits his teeth sleepily. An enterprise bordering on the sophomoric, but please yourself, Lord Captain. However, I must categorically insist that I escort you. Lord Captain, I regret the enforcers were unable to handle the situation, which led to you and your Seneschal's involvement. I consider it my duty to go to the depot for myself and see to the expedient resolution of this incident. Choosing party members.
Uh-oh.
Cassie, you want to go to lower decks? This would be great.
Eyeballs.
Alright, let's see here. Well then. Abelard reflexively wipes the sweat from his brow in a startlingly human gesture, and a telling one, a rare moment where he lets his age and wariness show through his armor-like veneer of self-assurance. The lower decks are a source of endless problems. Sometimes I dearly regret that we cannot replace all the locals with servitors. Did you hear? They're shouting your name. Of course they were. The organization of daily routine and life on the ship rests upon my shoulders. The mountain of challenges and problems from which I endeavor to insulate you, Lord Captain. The situation on the lower deck has been a cause of concern, and I have interviewed personally on more than one occasion. That is why they remember me. They do not know your face. To them, you are akin to a creature of legend, one who has stood upon the steps of the Golden Throne, no less. Whereas I am a man whose name is attached to every order docking rations or lowering a bay's heating. Let's keep moving. You're docking rations and lowering bay heating. Doesn't sound great. I'm gonna be real.
I mean, that is preferable to probably a caning, a lashing, but also not going to be popular.
No.
Stay sharp. I still do
I want to touch this valve.
our purpose in coming here.
Relax, old man. Going for a stroll on the lower decks every once in a while is good for you. Lets you see how the simple folk live.
Alright, what's going on here? Lower deck rabble. Oh, what's happening here? The sounds of a heated discussion reverberate through the ship's bays. Lieutenant Arveliel Vent, one of the ship's enforcers, is barring the path of her superior, Master of Arms Jacusta Sourback, who has arrived clad in armor. Judging by their expressions and tone, the standoff has dragged on for some time already, and has already reached the boiling point. Lieutenant Vent, my patience is wearing thin. I have given you an order. Now get out of my way. I cannot comply with that order, ma'am. Vint looks shaken, but there is fire in her eyes. This is my deck and my sector. So long as this area remains under the Lord Captain's special oversight, no action may be undertaken without my express permission. There are only 3 people who are authorized to make me stand down: the first officer, the rogue trader, and the Emperor himself. So not all my lessons fall on deaf ears. Abelard mutters in a crabby approval. He does not clarify whether he meant Vint, Sarabak, looming over her, or both. Your Lordship! Noticing you, the 2 officers snap to attention and salute, the subordinates following suit a moment later. What's the situation? Your Lordship, my people have locked down the bay where the strikers are, including their leaders. We have the situation control as far as resources allow. Under control, Lieutenant. I come in to lead an investigation, and what do I see? The rabble is on verge of mutiny, and there's nothing to investigate. This simply calls for immediate repressions and firing squad. And you, Vint, are a step away from facing charges yourself. Yeah, it's just fair. I don't want to. Let's just speak to them. Let's get this over with. Abelard's mouth twists, but restrains himself and says nothing. Right you are, Lord Captain. Allow me to wish you good luck. Hope gleams in Lieutenant Vint's eyes. Tally-ho. Alright, what's going on here? A dozen pairs of eyes stare apprehensively at you. The people before you are typical inhabitants of the lower decks. You take in their simple clothing, crude weapons, and faces that display varying levels of mutation, from the barely discernible, to the strange, to the outright grotesque. A whisper passes through the crowd, and you detect a mixture of fear, astonishment, and joy in the reactions. Finally, 3 people break away from the crowd, an elderly woman and 2 men. These must be the leaders. They bow clumsily before you. Lord Captain, you come down to us. Tell me what is troubling you. Why are you striking? Striking? That's news to us, your lordship, says the tall man in workman's garb. All we're doing is asking questions, saying what we think. Shut up, Ribbit! Snaps the old woman, who turns her hostile dark eyes on you. Here's the deal, your lordship. Your diamond forces are all over us down here. They say they're here looking for cultists. One wrong word and they're rid of the batons. If they want to punish someone, they turn off the heating for the whole base for a week at a time, so we get sick and freeze. In my clan, 2 little ones died of inflammation in their lungs, all because of those enforcers. The old woman spits on the floor and rubs the spittle with the toe of her worn-out shoe. Argenta...
Okay, so it sounds like the enforcers are going a little ham.
Argenta does not interrupt the workers, but you see sadness well in her eyes when the children's death are mentioned. She quietly whispers a requiem of prayer and makes a sign over herself. It's all true. Vint is the only enforcer who stood up for us. It's clear as day who had a mother from the lower decks and who grew up amid ships with no fellow feeling towards us. The grim man with the scarred face throws up his arm. Your lordship, we're no villains here. We're honest workers, your servants. We plotted no disorder, we went on strike openly, and now we got guns pointed at us. All we're doing is asking to be allowed to work in peace without being harassed. The persecution started at a price of nothing, you say? I was told that one of you found the possession of a cultist amulet, and there are heretics hiding here. A cultist amulet? What's that? That ghee gold I found on the dead drunkard? If it was something evil or forbidden, we sure did know. The enforcers just said they were looking for heretics among us, and anyone obstructing the investigation will be punished. How could there be heretics here? We know our own people, and there have been no new faces about. Definitely not. If there were, we'd be the first to report them. As for this amulet, or whatever it is, they took it off a dead body. There are no cultists still breathing in our sector, that's for sure. But when that fight broke up, some enterprising folk looted the bodies. The boots they came back with. No one's tread these decking boots so far, and I can tell you that. Seems that these cultists have better commanders than us. Oh yeah, those boots were really fun, and there's no harm in taking them, right? As for the amulet, it must have been pickpocketed by someone who didn't know any better. We don't need any amulets around here. We all worship the Emperor. And when we're working, we bow down before the machine spirits of the large and small transformers in the servo motor. Same way my grandfather taught us 100 years ago by tech priests who came calling. Believe us, your lordship. We're people of faith. Naive children. Weren't you taught from an early age about the dangers of the arch-enemy's corruption? Weren't you warned that any unfamiliar object could be one of them? We were told, Holy Sister, but it was long ago. The last time I saw a confessor in our sectors, it was just after I had my third little one. That is regrettable, but you cannot lay the burden of leading a righteous life on the shoulders of the Holy Fathers. Who will you blame when beasts crawl out from those amulets you stole from the heretics? The Holy Father who was not here, or the scavenger who brought down evil upon himself and his neighbors? Abelard, you got anything you want to add here? I authorize the use of all necessary measures to locate Chaos worshippers hiding in this sector. The specific steps taken by officers were not reported to me. Abelard frowns, clearly described as having to explain himself in the worker's preface. Nevertheless, I am certain that their actions were justified. Cultists were no drunken stevedores. They are the enemy and a threat to the ship. Neutralizing them demands decisive active. Abelard, explain to me how, removing heating, flushes out cultists.
I mean, maybe if the deck was an open rebellion, but it seems like we annoyed them and harassed them until they were like, all right, we have no choice but to strike. And then so the enforcers are like, oh, you're striking, are you?
Guns! Oh, perfect.
It's like...
Saddleback, was it necessary to torture these people with cold? The rabble only stands one language, Lord Captain, that of violence. As of per regulation, should the laborers persist in their unwillingness to cooperate, the next step is limiting air supply and cutting off water, which is almost certain to restore order. The peasants can grumble all they want, but in the end, they are the source of their own misery. All they have to do is bow their heads and fall in line, and the need for punitive measures will disappear. And then they all get shot. If I'm understanding this correctly. Well, what changes do you want? Would you look at this? The exalted Lord Captain himself asking us build rounds what we want. Well, here's what. We want you to rein in your damn enforcers, quit turning off the heat, and stop batting everything that moves. No, that's it. We want the enforcers gone from here, and we want to be armed. Give us arms, and we'll govern ourselves. We'll defend ourselves if these coasters do show at our face. I've been leader of my clan for 20 years. Now, get rid of these club-wielding thuns can only prove things around here. You've gone too far, old man. They'll never let the maggots on the lower decks live without the enforcers breathing down their necks. They probably even insist on the enforcers on the upper decks too. As for weapons, what do we need them for? Before the first day is out, we'll have someone shooting their neighbor out of stupidity or drunkenness. We don't need that. If the enforcers stop harassing us, that'll be enough. In return, we'll find the scavengers who robbed the cultist bonners, and we'll talk to them one lower decker to another. If there's any more of those damn amulets about, we'll hand them over to the enforcers ourselves. You speak for yourself and your clan, I'll speak for me and mine. I don't want empty gestures, I want real change. They promise us the word now, but as soon as the anointed one turns his back, these brutes will be on us even harder than before. All there because we dared to speak out. The tall workers dart between the two arguing leaders. Every few seconds, he opens his mouth as if he planned to agree, but each time he falls silent, making a few vague noises of addressals. Thoughts, Abelard?
I mean, I think, what was his face? Stager there had the more sensible of just like, Nan, we don't need guns down here. We're, cargo loaders.
The story about scavenging for boots and accidentally...
canonical drunk.
The story about scavenging for boots and accidentally picking up a haircut, it doesn't convince me. These people were moments away from rebelling and possibly becoming minions of the archenemy. We must not give them what they want. Even if they did acquire something innocently, per their stupidity, that does not mean they are not tainted with corruption. Abelard, we were swimming around in corruption juice for a solid 3 hours minimum, man. You can't, paint that brush and not paint yourself. Fuck, man. What begins as petty thievery can turn into a far graver problem. I have seen it before. Abelard's face darkened momentarily. In my second war, there was a sergeant in the Imperial Guard Regiment who was stationed nearby. The sergeant took an ordinary pocket knife from the body of a heretic, and his whole unit lost their lives for it. When they finally managed to break into the barracks, they found not a single survivor, only the pocket knife, which had grown through the rows of the bed like a choking metal vine. So, when it comes to scavengers, malcontents, strikers, or whatever they'll turn into next, my verdict is simple. Give them no quota. Abelard, I also want to remind you, we kind of have a personnel shortage right now. If
yeah, you know, I mean, if we were a normal Rogue Trader dynasty with a flush and fresh ship, it would just be like, they're just the bilge rats. Fuck them. But I don't think we can replace those men right now.
yeah, Abelard, are you gonna come down here to the lower decks and start, you know, fixing, you know, the ship? God, like, the ship is like kilometers in length. It's what? It's a sword class, right? We actually have stats on that somewhere in one of the Rogue Trader books.
Yeah, I think that even at the I think you can check the beginning of the stream because it said the whatchamacallit. It said like the
yeah, it's sword figured, I think.
You know, length, mass, etc.
Let's see. I can see here. Let me pull up Rogue Trader. Let me go pull up these ship stats because let's see here. PDF viewer, where are you? There it is. Alright, pulled it up here. Rogue Trader, core hand, rulebook, starships, hulls. Let's see here. Frigates. Sword class frigate. Dimensions: 1.6 kilometers long, 0.3 kilometers, a beam from fins approximately, mass 6 tons, crew 26,000 crew approximately. And think we're down over half of that from the thing. To the point that, you know, we've lost enough people that, you know, the officer's aide is now the one in charge.
Yeah, far be it from me to speak ill of Abelard, but I feel like he's got a very, you know, classical sense of discipline when the ship is functioning normally. You know, you do these sorts of things to prevent heretic outbreak. Well, we had a heretic outbreak, and she's a little fucked up, so...
Master at Arms. Give a Rabla Grok, still taking aggro world, Lord Captain. They only stand brute force and will enter by any concessions as a sign of weakness. Given the weapons recalling the forces would be folly, it'd be all a matter of time before we have full school immunity on our hands. No.
We got enough people down here for a mutiny.
Yeah. Spreading anarchy on the ship is the first tactic towards embracing candidates. Putting weapons into the hands of untrained would be even worse. What's more, the enforcers are needed to maintain oversight and order. Withdraw those demands, and we'll consider the rest.
Yeah, no, if you're gonna get your coercion check, it's just like, yeah, no, listen, just we'll withdraw them. We'll get them.
The tall worker they call Rivet shrugs and casts a sidelong looks to Rivet. Old Nun, listen. The Lord Captain himself has come down and an officer's concessions. I don't know what a single person on the whole of Depot 4 has ever stood next to the Road Trader, let alone talk to him. Back now. Now's no time to be a stubborn old crone. Listen to us, Old Nun. The 3 clans of Depot 4 are to act as one. We've made our minds up, and it's your turn to decide. Don't ask him to disband his forces to give us weapon. We don't need any of that. The old woman hisses in dissatisfaction. You two are ganging up on me, is it? That it? So brave you are against an old woman, but I'll shut up, I will, indeed. I won't go against 2 clan leaders on my own, so if you want to make peace with the enforcers, make your peace. That's great, just fantastic. Lord Captain, we're all agreed. And it's decided, the persecution will stop, and I'll expect you to assist in locating any remaining amulets or weapons left by the cultists. Thank you, Lord Captain. You have not abandoned us lower deckers. You came yourself and settled everything. I'll tell my grandchildren about this. Remove cargo, fuel, provisions. Of course, your lordship. We'll root out any nasty business faster than the enforcers. We'll leave no stone unturned.
That I actually believe. Like if that there is for very solid reasons a classical dislike of cops among the working classes.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine that people if your whole ship is a city, I cannot imagine the people from the poor side of town are like narcs.
No. All right, let's get out of here. Oh.
Managed to get it done without having to explode anybody's mind.
Stopping unexpectedly, Abelard imperiously dismisses the unit to stand at a distance and addresses your other companion, saying, I have an urgent matter to discuss with the Lord Captain. Please give us a moment. Abelard looks to you and the last vestiges of his straight vanish. Well, are you pleased with your investigation, Lord Captain? You kowtow to the disloyal rabble. You believe their lies and show them leniency. Next time their ship is attacked by cultists, the rabble will welcome them in with open arms and allow them to wreak whatever havoc they like because they see you as a weak leader. Is that how you see your future at the helm of the Von Valence's Protectorate? Fuck, I'll turn this around then. Let's talk about your role in this all instead. You allowed this revolt to happen. Your actions practically guaranteed it would. I would have handled the situation myself had you not decided to intervene, Abelard says irascibly. Remember Lord Captain Theodora, do you think she ever set one slip of foot on the lower decks? No, she did not. Such matters was left to myself and the junior officers while she dedicated herself to her grand designs for the Protectorate, as any true strategist and right trader should. Let's see here. We're gonna go with the first one. Maybe if Theodora had spent more time on trifling matters, she wouldn't have wound up dead. There is a new Lord Captain aboard the ship now, and I will not repeat her mistake. Abelard looks at you, stunned, and exhales loudly. Then he coughs nerdly. I commend your decisiveness, but I am uncomfortable with introducing new protocols in the midst of a crisis.
That is a little fair. You know, maybe it is not the best time to launch a new pilot program.
It is not, but it's also probably not the
ship morale is good.
But also, it is not. Sometimes it's also not the right time to stick to the old ways at the same time. Right now, Abelard, we're in flux. Right now, there is no good options. We just have to pick the best ones that we can. And Abelard stands straight at attention. I lost my temper, Lord Captain, and I believe I ought to explain myself. Abelard speaks slowly, his words not coming easily to him. The prosperity of the Von Valencia's Protectorate is not just an empty phrase to me. I left the Imperial Naval for the chance to see it flourish. It was the most monumentous decision of my life. I did it because I saw in Lord Captain Theodora's deeds a sign of true greatness. Rogue traders do not simply forge new routes and capture worlds, they create order out of anarchy. That creative impulse was entirely lacking through my time in the military. So I left everything behind, everything I had known, everything that my family had known. I come from a long line of officers, and I embarked upon this incredibly reckless venture. Lord Captain Theodora entrusted me with all the concerns she had no time for. She would go off on her flagship for long periods to distant frontiers, on scouting voyages, and the advancement of entire protectorate rested on my shoulders. And then, suddenly, everything that had been built over years and years began to quake, rattling like a flimsy hanger on a seismically active world. One of the senior officers betrayed us all. The rogue trader was killed, and who knows what is happening on the planet. I'll tell you this honestly, without fear of appearing weak. All of this has come as a grievous blow to me. I'm not panicking or grieving because I not allow myself to panic or grieve. I am duty-bound to aid the new rogue trader, to aid you, to find footing as quickly as possible. And to do that, I must insulate from the problems that in the past have been dealt with by tried and tested procedures set out in the ship's regulations. Procedures that were established long ago and have functioned smoothly for decades cannot be suddenly deemed access to requirements. Sure they can. Because I'm gonna be real, insurrection mounting on my ship is not smooth. It's not, procedures acting smoothly.
Yeah, if the line is just whatchamacallit, it's like, yes, we are going from our disciplinary methods have resulted in the workers striking into enforcer action, and it's like, is that how it's supposed to go?
Yeah. Theodora trusted him to have his future, and she died. I won't make the same thing. If you want to keep building the future of the Von Valentia for me, stop living in the past. I understand, but you need to learn to respect me as the Lord Captain and Rogue Trader, accept it, and start living in a new world, a world where Theodora is gone, and where you and I have to make new decisions to make. The prosperity of the vulnerable lands is just important to me. Follow your recommendations. And that. I like the second one. It's like,
Yeah, sounds good.
I understand, but you need to learn how to respect me as your Lord Captain Trader. Accept it and start living in the new world. A world where Theodora is gone and where you and I have new decisions to make. Abelard solemnly inclines his head. Yes, Lord Captain. After a moment's silence, he adds, looking at you with interest, your resolve is admirable and demonstrates strong leadership. I shall remember this moment, should my old habits ever get the creep back in. And now, let us leave the lower decks. If the rogue trader wishes to stretch his leg, there are far more suitable places. Yeah!
Marching ahead.
We did it!
Yay. Good work, team.
Good work, team. Oh, we leveled up from that. Rad. Alright, what's happening next here? Or of Authority. Get back in the fight. No. Break the ranks. Oh, adjacent to them? No. Move, move, move! Ooh, interesting. Ooh. I do like that one. Let's see here. I think probably take aim or air of authority would probably be best here. We'll go with air of authority. Die for the Emperor. Doing my part. No heresy.
I'm doing my part.
Oh yeah, this one. Woo! Let's see here. Oh, toughness or weapon skill. Those are the recommended ones. Ah, weapon skill. I need him to hit things with sword.
You drive him closer.
Actually, isn't there? Yes. More movement. I need... Abelard, you need to move more so you can hit things. This is important.
Very important, yes.
Idira... Let's see here. Oh, she could pick up another thing, make her turn into a healer, but nah, that seems like it'd probably be a fucking problem. Ooh, prescience. That sounds pretty good. Target gains +6. Is this a... Foreboding. This one's also nice. But it's just intelligence, perception, fellowship, and willpower. So that's good for buffing officers. And maybe... This foreboding is a good one, though. Lets you just give dodge. That means everyone gets hit less. This is dominate. No. what's all this? Allies, no. No, let's go with foreboding. Keep her more buffs. More buffs are good.
Pretty solid, pretty solid.
Let's see here. I know it recommends that, but we're gonna pick up a tech guy. It's not soon, but pretty soon. You basically always want your characters to hyper spec into certain stuff. And Idira is not gonna be my tech user. I'm telling you that right now.
No.
Alright, Sister of Battle. Probably gonna be agility here. Yeah. You know what else is also very good? Shooting more. I remember I did that 6 fucking shot. I only hit like 2 of them, even though he was like fucking point blank. So, characteristic training.
Some to practice. Shooting people.
Yeah, our ballistic skill's up to 60 now. Alright, let's see here. Is this the... Okay, yes, so these are all her navigator powers plus her... officer powers. Bleh. I can use words. Let's see here. Bit of light. Ooh, that's pretty good. Waking Nightmare. Penalties to that. Zone of Fear. Glimpse of Fate. Oh, okay. Held to my gaze. 116. Oh yeah, this is this is our fucking laser ability. I actually love this one. We're gonna use this one. Alright, let's see what else we got going on here. Oh yeah, that was just weird.
Blood augury, perfectly normal.
Mind over matter. That's probably pretty good. Ah, the perception. Okay. Perilous ways. Ooh, whenever a navigator uses a whaling through by 1. I'll have to remember that if I ever just actually decide to make a psyker character. I'll just make them a superpower combo.
Wambo Cambo.
Yeah. Oblivion. Okie dokie. Alright. Can I finally make it to my next planet?
We can only hope. God, reminds me of playing... We're not talking about it a lot, but, you know, obviously Ghost of Yotei Weekend.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It does remind me a little of Yotei, where it's just like, you know... It's an open world game, so you're like, all right, okay, you know, I'm going to wander over here and find a guy who's going to give me a cool new weapon. And then, you know, you stumble into like 4 new things and you're like, all right, cool. I've discovered, you know, 3 new technique points and started like 4 side quests. Got attacked by an evil invincible bear.
That evil invincible bear was quite evil and invincible.
It was. I was not a big fan of the bear. I thought I understood what we were going for with the stealth segment, but then also the bear would just randomly decide to stick his head inside the underbrush.
All right. Well, actually, I do want to ask Omega. We are at approximately 3 hours now. We are at a fairly good stopping point.
We are. I mean, I'm looking at the concurrence. It took them a few to show up, but we're like over 20. So, like, I don't know. We could do a third episode of this if people are keen. They showed up to watch, it looks like.
Yeah, no. But like I said, once we get to the prison planet, we're going to probably be there for a little bit. And then Rykad Minoris is going to be a whole-ass thing. A whole-ass thing.
Well, I guess we could probably, we could say, we could, you know, let it lie.
Yeah.
I've had a Ghost of Yurta open, but I've not been playing it because it's hard to split see. I've been in Vintage Story cooking instead because the server was on and the time is flowing.
Ah,
I found out.
Yeah, no, let's call it here. Yeah, let's go for a third week. We'll try to maybe get in a little bit earlier and go a little bit longer so we can maybe at least finish out chapter 1 here. Get done with Rykad Minoris, and then we'll see where we go from there. So, we're going to call it here. Thank you everyone for showing up. Glad you can make it. Please make sure to check out all of our other content coming out through the week. We got plenty planned. But I feel no need to exposit over long on that. So, we're going to get on out of here. Hope you have a good night and a good evening, everyone. For the Emperor.
For the